Freddy Fazbear. Yeah, it's Freddy Fazbear. Hell yeah. Freddy Fazbear. Hoo-hoo. We got some water. There is no water. You always gotta drink water, guys. Stay hydrated. Yummers. This water was there for a long time. Yummers. Like last time, we're gonna start the 1 minute mark. Let's go. Um, Hell yeah. Guys, look. That's okay. That's okay. It's Freddy Fazbear. Yeah. Let me throw him over there. Woohoo. Oh, that's good. Okay. He's fine. He's fine. All right. We will begin the story at the 2 minute mark. Y'all hear about the aliens? I don't know. It was just me. At least we survived December 3rd. That was wild. Imagine though. They wouldn't want to come to our planet. Let's be honest. The aliens. All right. Let us start the story. So this is my pitch, my R-rated pitch for the FNAF movie 2. And let's be honest, like the first one, we are not getting an R-rated version. Like let's not kid ourselves. We are never getting an R-rated version of the FNAF movies. There's no possibility. So that's why I'm here. We're gonna read the Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This is my rewritten version, the sequel to the first one. This is an R-rated pitch. This is gonna be an R-rated pitch, and we're gonna see how it goes. So for the second rewritten, I took like a different approach. Like I took like a slasher and supernatural like approach. This is like a different approach. Let's see how it goes. So the plot is Abby's dreams has caused her to head to the new Freddys to stop the dangers that lurk within, while a new masked figure stalks the shadows, haunting the town folks, causing panic and distrust among everyone and Mike. So yeah, the holidays will be full of more screams and cheers than expected. Yep. All right, there's like an exclusive poster you can like grab, like download right here. Look at that, look how cool it is. That'll be available after the live stream ends. Alrighty, we got the prologue. A voice whispers in the darkness, lurking you in the strings. Where is my daughter? Where is my son? People don't just vanish, do they? It's been so long. When will they come back home? Is there a home? Please, come find me. We are still not free. You know that, don't you? There are no strings on me. Message end. Please stay online. The sirens in the distance are heard as the phone asks for a name. Robert. The response sounds like the poor guy has seen some devastated things. Indeed, he has, as he looks up in his eyes, as he looks in horror, as he falls to the ground, crying as it begins to rain. End communication. The thunder gets louder as everything fades to black. The story opens in a dark room with a man getting a light flash on his way. Seems this is an integration room in the prison. The guy looks like he wants answers. This is a room he has never been in before. The man looks up to see a guy with glasses, covering with a brown beard and a vest. The heck's going on? Where am I? The man looks at the name tag, and it's hard to see because it's dark in here, too dark for his taste. The guy with glasses throws the name tag at the guy, hitting him with a scratch. It's a scratch at best. The man yells annoyed. Did this old guy just hit him with a name tag? It's a hard hit as the man yells in pain. Not much, but he can feel it. His name is revealed. Henry Emily. Hey man, who do you think you are? The man does not speak about his name for a bit, but then decides to announce his name. The man in the glasses takes a seat and slams his hand on the tables, almost breaking it a bit. My name is none of your concern, but if you should know, it's Henry Emily. I work with Fazbear Entertainment. We met before. The man looks around the room as it's impossible to see as he lights up the room and pretends to not remember. But the voice, he very much knows this figure. It's too bright though, as it seems to be. Sadly, it can't be toned down. The man isn't playing around anymore as he's full of dust and a stern look. His eyes are serious. No games. Not anymore. The man in the front yells and he wants to know why he is here. What is the meaning of this? What do you want from me? I don't know you. Oh, but you very much do. The man turns on a TV revealing some footage of two people fixing some old animatronics. It shocks Mr. Smith. Turns out Henry was telling the truth. It really is you. Henry pulls out some papers from the desk as he asks some more questions. You might know these names. Do they look familiar to you? A picture shows a covered all in rubble and dirt images of people. The man grunts, trying to leave the chair to punch the guy. No use. He's stuck here, unable to give the man in glasses a broken nose. The heck is this? The man looks at the pictures as he's stressed, as the breakdown is getting to him. The images show something he wasn't expecting. His son and a stick-like figure as he holds at the campsite, looking at him. The father moves the images to the side as his tears fall on one of them, a picture of the father's once alive wife smiling, the last time she smiled, ever. The shock scares the man to his core. How did this random guy have a picture of his family? That's my family. How do you have a picture of my family? Who the hell are you? He struggles to say the words. He is frozen in shock as he grunts in pain. The man in the glasses smirks as he looks at the father in the eyes of Vane. Now he's got his attention. This is his domain now. He huffs his puffy glasses, talking all serious like, walking around him like a shadow in strings. His tone changes, not like before. This time, it's different. I know a lot of things, Mr. Smith. I also did things I regretted. Did you do things you regretted? The father's mood changes from surprise to shock. He lowers his voice. He's sad now. He knows what he did. He remembers a memory, one he did not want to remember in a long time. The poor dad realizes that the son he lost was not the only one who went missing. There was another. It's just that both him and his wife never paid or cared about her. Not even Mike seemed to notice. The one that he should not have let been killed, or whatever happened, he does not remember. The dad confesses up in tears, almost breaking down. Wait, there was a picture I had. It was cut and I had the other piece, and the father doesn't get to finish his sentence as a swooping bullet hits him. A flash hits the dad, knocking him to the floor. As the paper gets sent to the man's hand, it slowly floats over to him like a swan in the water as he walks up to it and grabs it, taking a deep breath. He feels bad, but it was the only way to get answers. There was no other way. But he's not dead. Not yet. You know too much. Gonna have to wipe your memories, sir. The man is in the floor knocked out. Not waking up, but not dead. For now. If he gets his memories wiped, then everything gets wiped. The man in the glasses takes a look at the paper as a tear falls from his eyes to the paper. My daughter, if you can hear me, know I will find a way to free you and the others, whatever it takes. The writing is shown in the walls once again. It's Cassidy again. She knows what he is up to again. He is up to his old tricks, it seems. She vanishes in the shadows, not to be seen for a while, for now. For now, the man in glasses is looking at the sky and grasping the photo. The photo shows the other side of the paper, the family showing the adopted daughter that was stolen from him. Where are you? He looks over at the man's knocked out and grabs an axe stuck in a broken down old suit. The man has already lost it, but he decides to let the old spring-lock suit do the job. He closes his eyes as he walks out the door. I'm sorry, old sport. He closes the door as the last words the man told him before everything fades away is, perhaps one day you'll understand. The door closes shut as we cut back to present day. A group who broke into the new and improved Freddys for ghost hunting are getting chased by an unknown object. They've been running for hours, days, it felt like to them. Whatever is chasing them would not stop until they stopped breathing. Peter, who's the leader, is trying to punch the window but is unable because it seems to be unbreakable as the speakers begin to scream at them. The window won't budge. It is not helping that David got stuck in one of the doors, and he wants to get his camera back. Is he stupid? Survival is what David should be focused on right now, not the sweater. He can always buy another. Peter yells when knows that David won't listen to him. Heck, he barely listens to anyone. Come on, let's get out of here. Leave the camera. It's not worth it, dude. His friend got stuck in one of the doors. It's his coat, the coat he got from his father, who died. He really doesn't want to leave without it. No, I need my sweater. This means too much for me. One of the group members, Selena, decides to help. She gets an idea, as she is the smartest of the group. Oh, for goodness sake, let me help you with that. Selena leaves her ghost machine in the floor as she tries to pull her friend David out. The sweater is really stuck in there, or David is just fat. Almost got it, and the light flickers as a static noise is heard in the halls. It sounds like a police call mixed with a sound. Please leave now. The voice is barely hearable since it sounds just all static like. As David screams, his head is bitten off and swooped in by the mangle as his body falls to the floor. Selena falls to the floor as well as David's lower half falls on her lap. We got a little boy. He's got no frontal lobe. Selena looks at the bitten off head and lowers her scream as she feels like vomiting. Holy fuck. Oh god, I'm gonna be sick. Selena crosses to the ground as she throws up a bit, dropping David's lower half to the side. Peter shakes in fear as he looks into his camera just to see blood. The camera glitches out, screaming in his ear like a child screaming for mercy. Peter drops the camera as well as it breaks in half. Nope, nope, screw that. Hey, where's Robert? Peter wasn't aware that Robert did not enter with them. Selena tells Peter Robert was outside the pizzeria. As he did not enter the area, he was the escape plan if things went wrong. Shit, god fucking damn it! Peter tries to find his phone as Selena yells. Selena points to a terrifying sight, still frozen to move as she witnesses something horrifying. Peter turns to see, dropping his jaw in fear, unable to move a muscle, the puppet playing with a dismembered body. It can't be, is it? Peter trembles in fear, dropping his phone to the ground. At the same time, Selena? Oh my lord, look! Selena's eyes are wide open as she knows whose body it is. It's her father, Jeremy Fitzgerald, all dismembered in body parts, guts, and limbs. Dad? He was here to find us. He was in the building too. The security guard's hat falls to the floor as body parts fall to the floor along with it. Dad, no! Selena drops to the ground in tears and fear and sorrow. Father, why? She lost her friends and father in the same night. At least she still has Peter, right? Peter is about to scream and drop down to grab his phone until something red swoops in and drags Peter's body into the darkness. Peter, help me! Her finger is barely able to grab his in time, barely with her nails. Peter, wait! Selena runs to find Peter's being dragged by the darkness, but only hears crunching sounds. Very disturbing sounds. She flashes her flashlight over to the area and calls out for her friend, not knowing the horrible things happening to him. Peter, are you okay? No sounds are heard as Selena backs up for a while, grabbing a nearby crowbar for protection. It's quiet for a while until a growl is heard. Selena backs up for a while, but leans to get closer and closer and warmer. All of a sudden, Peter's head is thrown to Selena's feet as she screams in fear and disgust and starts to vomit again, but holds her guard and just lets out a shriek. Holy fuck, that's a head! The growl in the darkness makes Selena run away in fear as she drops some pictures in fear along with it. Her heartbeat gets deeper and deeper as danger lurks in every corner, not feeling safe anymore. The echoes laugh at her as her heartbeat gets faster, faster, and faster. She quickly runs to the front entrance and forgets it was locked. In desperation, she attempts to pull the lock multiple times. Lock, 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 fuck, why God? Why did I forget? Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. She is stressed alone as it's like life wanted her to be like this. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Not like this. No, please. The entire pizzeria's power begins to go down as the music gets all statically in her ears, almost turning her deaf. Selena's eyes look around the area. She remembers about a lighter she had. Hey, it works. Just gotta keep it on and I'll be safe. Selena grabs her lighter and she lights it up as she does not notice a big bunny behind her. The eyes of the bunny activate red and pushes Selena to the ground. As the lighter is about to fall, The shadow arrives and puts it out, removing any sign of hope poor Selena had. The broken down machine grabs Selena by the neck as she all she does is swear. Fuck you. The poor girl tries kicking the robot, punching it with no success. It's too powerful. The robot slams her to the ground, breaking her spine wide open. As now Selena is unable to move as she cries, all hope is lost. Selena screams out in pain as her back is now broken. No, 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 no. The job of the bunny is done, as he vanishes into the darkness like a ghost. Selena tries to slowly escape as the speakers begin to play a familiar tune. Is that Sweet Dreams Are Made of This? The music sounds creepy though. It's not the same version she heard before. And indeed is, as the toys reveal in better detail, looking at her in the shadows. Shiny, but creepy though. Not that much, but still uncanny, as their eyes look dead at her. Seems that Selena only met some of the animatronics, as the new ones are here to play. She tries to crawl to her safety, as she knows this might be the end for her. She crawls to grab the door with her bloodied up fingers, slightly grabbing the handle. Come on, almost there. A small smile is forming until the lights start going off and the door shuts on her fingers. She's unable to grab it as her part of her arm is slammed open and ripped by the mangle swooping in. She's not doing well, sounding all ecstatic. Toy Bonnie slams his guitar on her leg, breaking it in half as Selena screams out in pain. Why? Removing the smile and bringing in the frown of tears as blood is shown over her legs. Toy Chica rips open her beak to grab Selena and throw her into the show stage. She cries and screams while falling in the stage. Please stop. The cupcake throws her to the floor, flipping her sideways. Selena could barely open her eyes as she can see a big bear with white eyes. Toy Freddy walks up to Selena, laughing in her face. She begs to leave as she screams, please, please, no, please let me go. Selena tries to cover her hands, but a shadow figure doesn't let her, as she looks at the big bear figure in fear. Toy Freddy lifts up his microphone like a knife. It looks sharp, though. Is it? Selena is about to figure out. The eyes of the toys go wide as they all begin to laugh at her, all sinister. If I get jump scared, you get jump scared. Sirens are heard in the back in ambulance as well. As Toy Freddy's about to swipe his microphone, Selena is about to scream as the moment fades to Toy Freddy's voice, getting lower, creepy, turning off the entire lights with his glowing white eyes. That's what you get for leaving me hanging. All that is heard is sinister laughter as we hear the toys mocking their victims like serial killers. The puppet jumps on the screen out of nowhere as all we hear is Selena's screams. So yeah, that's a pretty. There you go. A fan-made Blumhouse production project pitch. If we ever get this pitch to the Rated R, this is like the entire cast. This is my fan cast, hopefully. Let's be honest, this is probably never gonna happen as a fan cast. We got Josh Hutch. We already have these though. We got Alex Brightman as Toy Freddy. This will honestly be fire. Alex Brightman as Toy Freddy. Imagine Skeet Orange, Jenna Ortega. I feel like Jenna Ortega has to be in like one of these FNAF movies. Like, let's be honest. There's no way they don't put Jenna Ortega in these FNAF movies. All right. From the person that brought you Five Nights at Freddy's Rewritten and the Vanny Files and Other Tales, written by yours truly. This is adapted by yours truly, an original story from Fredbear's channel, based on the video game franchise from Scott Cawthon and Matami's upcoming 2025 film. The lights and show area stage gets brighter and reveals the stars of the show. An announcer speaks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's showtime. The puppet opens the box revealing a logo. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the R-rated version. Please note this is a pitch. Prologue 2, the day before. A man gets his new job, thinking it's an opportunity for something great, not knowing it's not what he is expecting. The man is named Jeremiah Fitzgerald, a jolly fellow who loves ice cream and is kind of just tired of his old job, so he's getting a new one. Let's see how that's going for him. Jeremiah gets a call. The job, I got it? Okay, that's great. I'll be there soon. Sydney wonders what Jeremiah was on about. What happened? Did you get the new gig? Jeremiah smiles. Yes, I did. Tell the actual boss I quit the whole guard thing. I'm going for a job that actually pays better. See ya. Jeremiah finishes his coffee and drives his car to a location in the middle of the night. As he hums, he sees the pizzeria bright up in his eyes. Man, this reminds me of when my child used to come here. Unfortunately, he never came back. Hmm. Happy thoughts, Gerald. Think happy thoughts. Jeremiah sees some keys on the floor as he grabs them and opens the new Freddy's, as he looks at the new animatronics. He makes a suggestive joke about the toy Chica animatronic. Wonder what they got that one for. Am I right, fellas? The robot doesn't respond and just stands there looking at him. Jeez, y'all are boring. He laughs as he passes the toy animatronics. As the toy animatronics stare at him, they know there's an intruder in their home. Jeremiah enters his office as he sees a Freddy mask in the floor. Ooh, goody. Look at that, a mask. That's cute. Anyways, time for a well paying job. He drops the Freddy mask in the floor, not knowing that he very much needs it, as the phone rings. Hey, hey, it's me, Bob. You probably don't know me, but that doesn't matter about now. I don't have much time, but if you're hearing this, Freddy's isn't as it seems. These robots are killing machines, man. Run, run, escape, leave as fast as you can. Jerem, the phone is hangs up as Jeremiah looks to the side. The hell is that? He looks up to see Toy Chica looking at him in the hallway. Hey, yo, I have a wife. I'm not interested. He throws a cup at the animatronic, hoping it goes away. Leave, Chica, go away. No one wants you here. Toy Chica laughs and points to the vent behind, and in the vent is Mr. Cupcake zooming in as Jeremiah quickly gets up and gets his move on in panic. Oh shit! Jeremiah runs to a closet and grabs his mask and wears it. He hides in the closet as one of the animatronics look at him in the front and is looking at the closet. The robot is scanning him with red lasers. He huffs as he sweats and tears, hoping that the animatronic leaves, and it does. It loses interest in him. Oh, thank goodness gracious. We see our guard leave the closet as he tries to run to the door exit. He tries to open it, but fails. He turns to see Toy Chica aim the cupcake at him, as he's able to dodge it and run back to the office in fear. He puts on the Freddy mask again, as the animatronic gets closer, and yet again, it works. Jeremiah is safe for now, as he tries to call the phone for help. Nothing happens, and all he hears is static of a dude named Bob screaming. As he tries to contact him again, it turns off automatically. All of a sudden, Jeremiah hears a music box turn on and off. Odd, he did not remember music being played in the background. He hears a growl, and all of a sudden, he looks up and doesn't notice the mango swooping in as he screams and his head is getting bitten off by his frontal lobe. As we see Jeremiah's limping body hanging from the mango's mouth covered in blood, we hear his bones getting crunched and his body being dragged by a stick figure as the figure looks at the cameras and everything fades to black once again. Chapter 1, Abby's Dream Sequence. All of a sudden, Abby wakes up from her slumber. Something has woken her up. She was sleeping alone in the lunch area, as always. She never had anyone to eat with. She always hid in the benches. Same went with class. It's quite difficult for Abby. She is in class where sometimes she's getting along with some classmates and sometimes not. It's been 5 years since the Freddy's incident, and the move was difficult, but Mike got a new job and she had to go to a new school, so she really did not have a choice in the matter. Plus, all her friends are back in the old place, and here some are nice to her but don't talk much, but others not so much, since some think she is crazy for talking to her so called friends. Sometimes there are mean people that bully her a lot, especially one. As Abby's going to the lockers, she finds a piece of string. Weird, this was not here before. She pulls the string as she enters some sort of prize corner. Where am I? The music, it sounds calm, not like the music she heard back in the old place. It's not rock music. It sounds calmer, like a music box. This looks like the old pizzeria, but it looks new and not damaged. All shiny and bright, too bright for Abby's liking. She walks up to another room and finds what she was looking for. Abby spots the string on the floor as she runs up to it as the string escapes on its own. Hey, get back here! Abby follows the string as the music gets slower, slower in an eerie way. Abby follows until she stops in her tracks and she spots a box, a very dusty box. The music stops as well, along with her footsteps. As she looks up to read in the sign covered in rubble, Prize Corner. But that's weird, she was just here. Maybe this was the second part of the area? She walks up to the box as she feels no fear, as she isn't aware of what dangers are hidden within the music. She stops whining on the box as she pulls the box open, as she pulls her head to look inside the box. Slower, looking closer, she spots nothing. Nothing. That's what she thinks. Huh. That's strange. I swear that was a. Abby turns around. She gets scared by a screaming puppet figure with a tortured soul voice screaming out in pain. Save us! Save us! Save us! She falls to the ground. She yells in fear. She has nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. The puppet turns around and crawls like a spider and keeps screaming loudly, repeating the same words over and over again. Save me! Save me! Save me! Save me! Abby screams out from the top of her lungs as she covers her head in fear. Leave me alone. A scream is heard in the distance. It sounds like it could be heard from the halls. Miss Lydian was across the room and she heard the scream. And let's just say Abby yelled in class. Abby wakes up just to see she is back in her seat, in class once again. But I was just in the pizzeria. I saw something. A puppet with a. The others in class laugh at her, thinking she is crazy, as they all look at her weird. Maybe she should be taken to a mental asylum, like her brother. The classmates stop laughing as they look at Denny. Not cool, Denny. Too far. Miss Lydian yells at Denny, raising her voice, with anger in her eyes. Denny is the school bully who is always making fun of Abby for some reason. Such a jerk. Basically, your normal school bully. That's enough, Denny. Abby is stressing out. Why is these things haunting her? Who is this puppet creature? She runs off the classroom as she puts on her hoodie as she leaves crying. One of her friends, Debbie, tries to reach out but decides not to as the bullies look at her with anger in their eyes. Debbie wasn't so innocent either. She wasn't much of a good friend and as much as she thought she was. If she was, she would have went to go help her friend without fear. Abby runs down the hallway, holding her mind as she goes insane as the people in the hallway look at her. Her head is getting surrounded with the others. They are laughing in her face as if she was a joke, a nobody even. Are there more of them? No one believes her. They think she is crazy. She barely had friends. Is this why? She must be crazy. Is there something wrong with me? After arriving to this new school, it's been hard for Abby to make friends. One could blame Denny. He was always the one to ruin it or push her to her limit. She puts on her hoodie tighter as she sits next to a bench alone. No friends. This time she's on her own. Let's hope the nightmare will end soon. This isn't the life Abby wanted. She wanted to be a normal kid. She doesn't feel normal. What happens when everyone you know doesn't believe you? Next scene. New year, new job. After the whole Freddys incident, forget not getting paid. That's not on Mike's mind right now. Mike has to learn and move on and is ready to enjoy life. After all, it is what Garrett told him to embrace. It is what he has already. New shirt, green, bright, as he walks in and smells the breeze, as the light hits and shines his shiny blue eyes. Things are going great. New day, nice, yet at the same time felt so weird for some reason, especially in the morning. Mike was able to find Bonesy walking around his yard, and for no reason, Abby decided to just adopt a dog. Mike ties Bonesy to a couple of bikes since the Dollar General does not allow dogs inside. There, boy, I'll be back soon. Mike looks up at the sign, shining with holiday lights in his eyes. Dollar General. Believe it or not, Mike managed to get a new job. Yeah, 'cause last one went horrible. At least he'll actually get paid this time. He's about to enter the area until a kid with a skateboard walks up to the dog. He seems to talk to the dog all goofy like. He doesn't seem harmful, but looks mysterious. It reminds how Mike it reminds Mike on how Abby talks to her imaginary friends, but the dog was actually real. So yeah, Mike walks up to the kid, as the kid looks innocent enough, except for some red in his pockets. But Mike doesn't question it. The kid has a black hoodie and looks around 19 years old. Perhaps the hoodie was part of the design, the red. He looks around the same age as Max. But how should Mike know? He never asked Max her age, nor did he bother or cared when Max showed feelings for him. What a terrible guilt he has. It still haunts him to this day. Yeah, Garrett forgave him, but there's something else that's bothering him. How things could have been different if he treated her better instead of ignoring her, ignoring everyone he met. He looks up to see Abby looking at the coloring materials and humming the Christmas music. He forgot Abby was at the Dollar General as well. That's why he was here. Not only did he have to work here, but Abby also needed new colors as well. Some bullies in her class stole her colors. School was rough for her. Life wasn't easy for her either. She really misses her old friends. She barely had any, but at least there was some friends. Now she is all alone, no one by her side except her brother. But for some reason, she wants to be independent and isn't the same anymore. She acts different, distant lately. It hurts Mike knowing that at some point he won't be needed anymore, and Abby's trying to get away from him, it seems. Mike turns to see the kid give Bonesy a dog treat as he skates away out of the area, but is stopped by Mike. Wait, what's your name? Merry Christmas. The name's, by the way, sir, is Oswell. My father, Scott, is in the Dollar General, working right now. I was here to say hello, but I saw your dog and I wanted to talk to it, and talking to it made my voice hurt, so say hi to my paw. Oswald skates off as Mike looks back at Bonesy petting him. Weird, but nice to know he was not trying to hurt you, Bonesy. Mike gives Bonesy a pat as he enters the Dollar General. It's quite busy. Wonder why. A random man in the store takes a ripped poster with him and runs into Mike, as the man introduces himself as Brandon. Not his full name, but he was in a hurry. Oh, I apologize, sir. I was just trying to leave. This job sucks. You don't understand how stressful the Dollar General could be in these times. Wait, really? Wait, you must be Oswald's father. Yes, the name's Brandon. I've been walking around location from location and now I'm here. The Dollar General is crazy, isn't it? Mike didn't think a job like this could be difficult. As Brandon explains his history of jobs. Look, my whole life I worked here as a cashier. I had three bosses who were still in high school. Before that, I worked at a Target in the back room of the freezer unloading frozen food. And guess what? What? Look, I want you to know, kid, that if this is a job you really want, you need to focus, okay? I need you to learn that focusing on someone else's failure is the wrong way to live. If you do, who knows? Perhaps you'll have a successful franchise and make a lot of fans, am I right? Mike is still confused as he turns around to see that the man is gone. Huh. Mike decides to just go ahead and go on and look around the Dollar General. As he looks in the floor and sees a picture. Did man leave that for him? He picks up and turns and looks around it. Ooh, wow. Huh. A blue Lego type brick figure. Neat. He puts it in his pocket as he looks around the store. It's quite full today as the area has a bunch of papers with a poster for a film adaptation called Five Nights at Freddy's. Huh. Unfortunately for Mike and Abby, the tragic events they went through somehow went to the public, and not in a good way. Mike doesn't understand it, but somehow they made a movie about it. The film, though, said misinformation about both Mike and Abby and made them look like they were the villains, the monsters within. And somehow Vanessa, even after waking up, went into a coma again, and all the blame is on Mike, and not only him. So the two weren't going to get info from her at any moment or time. In class, everyone looked at Abby as if she killed someone or she was crazy, as her past didn't help her much. The first time she entered the class, people looked at her with fear in their eyes. It did not help her with the situation that she is in now, especially now that the thing that happened at Freddy's has become a popular film. Everyone in class talks to Abby about how she killed Steve Raglan, the so called hero. The film never mentioned William Afton or the Yellow Rabbit, only the horrifying scenes that she had to witness. She was scarred for life, even if she wasn't showing it before. It only mentioned Steve and made him look like he was a hero, while making both Abby and Mike look like murderers, while putting the missing kids incident on them. Abby isn't sure how this film was able to trick the public, but she will find a way to fix this, somehow. The public looks at the two with fury in their eyes. They call them monsters and strangers. The bus ride was no different, even if Abby tried to sneak in into the bus earlier, as she is looked at and judged by the other kids. She was once tripped by a student in the bus just for entering the bus. Everyone made fun of her as her life wasn't going to be easy for the poor soul. If the bus ride home was not going to be a good option either, why enter it? So by now on, Abby wears a hoodie all the time to hide herself in the shadows, not wanting anyone to see her ever again. She just wanted a normal life again, not to be a hated star in any one of people looking at her. During the Dollar General, she gets thrown a water cup by a random person in the store, and she gets angry but doesn't want to show it yet. Her eyes show the angriness, the emotions from sad to anger. as Mike removes Abby from the area and swears at the person, giving a quick punch without thinking about it. The fuck's wrong with you, dude? Leave my sister alone, you piece of garbage. You should. Mike doesn't see who he was yelling at, or where the hit was. He opens his eyes to see it was Doug. Doug did not throw the cup on purpose. He slipped on the floor, on the wet floor sign, as Doug was covering his hands in fear, as Mike had a punching position. Lucky enough, Mike missed the punch. This one could have killed the guy if landed. Mike's eyes could not believe it. What he was gonna do was gonna be a big mistake, as people looked at him. His eyes twitch as Doug stands there frozen. D- Doug, I didn't know I. Garbage? Is that what you think of me? You're no better than Jane herself. The old man runs out the Dollar General in tears as everyone looks at Mike and Abby in disappointment. Mike tries to say something, but decides not to. It's not worth it. Not anymore. Doug, wait! It's no use. Doug has left the building, never to return here ever again. Most likely to never talk with the two outcasts ever. As Mike lowers his hand, frozen, the anger has made him this way. He was just trying to protect his sister. But it was clear his best wasn't good enough. Abby backs off as she wears her hoodie tighter, crying once again, hiding in the shadows. As Mike doesn't respond, he takes Abby out of the store as the people look at them with anger. Abby yells with anger in her voice as enough is enough. She's slowly losing it as she finally shows her anger, letting her emotions out. Leave us alone! Leave us alone! Her screams are heard across the halls as she throws a paper knife at the walls. The crowd look at her in stern and weird tone, looking at her like she was the odd one out. Abby has lost control as the owners have officially banned the two from the store, and Mike has officially lost his job too. Okay, Abby, let's get out of here. It's clear we're not welcome here. Mike quickly takes Abby out of the Dollar General as they see that Bonesy is gone too. Seems the knot was not strong enough. The dog is gone. Now what? It begins to rain and storm as the store closes and the people look at them with a stern look. Too bad for Mike and Abby. They did not bring raincoats or umbrellas. They could not go back to the store as they were not welcome anymore. The entire world saw them as outcasts, not people, not anymore. Mike ponders in the rain as he hits his head on the car horn, wondering what happened to the good old days. Who made that movie? Who turned our lives into this? A nightmare. Alrighty. Seems Doug is having his own issues, as he took several hours to open his car, but was finally able to enter it as he takes a sip of water and then enters it. Okay, today was terrible, but you still got breakfast, so you just need to brush it off. Doug enters his car as he lifts the window and leans it to clean it, and he seems what looks like. Is that blood? Doug's entire body begins to shake as the car locks itself and starts moving towards itself. Hey, get me out of here! Somebody help! Somebody help! His screams are unheard as he begins to yell and yell, but nobody can hear him as he's on his own. The old man's body is dragged by white arms, and the arms begin to choke the man's stomach. He tries to wiggle himself free and kick anything, but it's no use. It's a struggle as the figure in the hoodie laughs and laughs crazy. As Doug grabs a pen from his pocket and stabs the figure's hands and heads the figure's face and screams for mercy. Enough! For a moment, everything is quiet. As laughter is heard on the radio, mocking the guy. You won't get tired of my voice, will you? You won't get tired of my voice, will you? You won't get tired of my. The voice stops for a moment, while crickets chirp. Doug looks all over his car. It's all clear, for now. Doug is able to start his car again as he turns to see the figure is gone. Must be on my mind. The old man never had his heart beat this fast. At least it was over for now, right? As he turns it on, he doesn't realize. You won't get tired of dying, will you? The knife stabs through Doug's fat stomach as his hands are removed from the wheel, as the car crashes down to the mountains as everything fades to black. A white rabbit twirling like a ballerina moves the hips around as the killer walks up to the man with red, bright, striking eyes. The figure seems to be enjoying the man's suffering as the rabbit drags the knife in the grass and laughs. Doug is stuck in the car crash as the tree has fallen in his leg, breaking it wide open. Help! Somebody! Help! There's a. Doug isn't able to finish his sentence as the white rabbit slices Doug's neck. Hush now. It's over now. Sweet dreams. Screams are heard as all that is heard is rapping and squishy noises as the white rabbit lifts the knife and giggles as it closes his eyes. The figure finishes the job as Doug's lifeless body is seen hung in the trees with its own guts, with the word covered in blood dripping on the tree, saying, "There are no strings on me." Darn, that was a brutal kill there. Abby's dream sequence too. It's nighttime, and Abby has been struggling to sleep. There has been nightmares, voices telling her to follow them. This night wasn't any different. It was a clue, but to what? Abby opens her eyes as she closes them to awaken in the pizzeria again, but it's a new one, not the same location. New and improved, she is back to where she was. She spots one of them move. It's Chica. She looks different though, more shiny and slim. Abby notices the bib is different too. Instead of let's eat, it says let's party. Whoa, what happened to the old one though? Abby looks around the area and backs off to not make any noise, but falls into some napkins. Lucky for Abby, the napkins made no noise. She removes the sweat off her head but messes up again. As Abby bumps into some party hats, making a bit of noise. Seems Toyshika heard the noise this time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh is right. Abby better hide before it's too late. As Abby looks to see a vent and decides to enter it, the vent is not too small nor too big. Surely she won't look in here. A robot won't be able to fit in here, possibly. The chicken's white eyes activate, turning around with her creepy, sinister voice. I see you, dear. These things are very advanced. They could detect a bad signal person from far away. Abby is crawling in the vents as she takes a deep breath, hoping the chicken isn't behind her. Abby looks behind her, but does not notice Toichika as she hears the animatronic but does not see her. Is she playing mind games or what? Seems these things like to mock their victims before they kill them. As Abby pushes down the vent and slowly grabs it as it doesn't make a sound. And there we go. Abby leaves the vents and is now in the office. As it looks new, no doors, and the front is wide open. Geez, this looks like a death trap. Man, if Mike worked here, he would easily died. If he slept in the last area, imagine him working here. Abby looks to see a flashlight on the table. She grabs it. She's about to turn it on. She sees a reflection in the back of Toy Chica. The robot mocks her as she gives out a screech, hurting her ears. Do you know what time it is? Abby backs away in fear as the area begins to flicker on and off as the screams are heard in the background. Toy Chico removes her beak as her eyes turn from blue to dead white. Her claws are sharp as she tilts her head over and gives Abby the chase of her life. It's time to play! A chase begins as Abby runs out of the office as Toy Chica sends her cupcake as she begins to laugh all devilish. The cupcake is quicker as it jumps on Abby, but has no teeth as Abby opens her eyes. Oh, look at you, no teeth. You're so cute. What can you possibly do? Turns out the cupcake isn't that harmful without the teeth. She grabs the cupcake and throws it down the halls. She gets back up as Abby hears the voices getting louder. The heck? She gets closer. She is jumped by the cupcake, opening the teeth. It does have teeth. It does have teeth. The cupcake was just mocking around and playing with her insecurities. As Toy Chica sees her and jumps on Abby and tries to bite her ankle wide open. Toy Chica laughs all evil like a serial killer, making mockery of her victims, as they all do. It's time for the show, right, Abby? She's about to grab Abby by the neck as Abby is able to look at the creature in person, her eyes all white and her beak gone. Abby yells, trying to get the evil creature off her as she struggles. As Toy Chica laughs in a sinister tone, she enjoys pain. Mr. Cupcake almost rips Abby's leg apart like an animal more than the other cupcake ever did. As Abby grabs a nearby taser and is able to use it on the cupcake and Toy Chica, as she stands up in pain and walks up to the two in anger with anger in her eyes. The taser is not enough. These things are advanced as the toy chicken gets up, laughing in Abby's face. You're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. She grabs a bat and destroys Toy Chica to pieces. Shut up already. She keeps hitting the robot multiple times aggressively, too, as the bat breaks the robot into scraps, as Abby throws the bat to the ground. I had enough of you. The beak falls to the ground as with it, Abby stomps on the beak, crushing it. Not so evil now, huh? The carousel in the back begins to play music as Abby closes her eyes and opens them just to get jump scared by the same puppet figure she saw in her first encounter. Come find me, come find me, come find me. She screams as everything begins to get blurry and scratchy. No! Abby wakes back up in the back of a car. It was a dream again. She begins to feel some pain. She looks at her leg. Mike opens the car to see Abby's leg almost chewed up like his from the cupcake. Abby, what happened to your leg? Abby's eyes in her mind is all scared. She isn't able to talk. She doesn't understand what happened. Why are they doing this to us? The answer will be solved in due time. Oh, hello, hello. Welcome to the rated R version of the FNAF movie. The second one. This is my version, my pitch. I know we're never gonna get one, but like, possibly they say this. It's getting dark, and Abby hasn't ate at school today. She used to love eating. Wonder why she's behaving like this. Well, the bullies have stolen her lunch money, but she didn't want to tell Mike anything to worry him. Right about now, she and Mike are on a new car, looking at the roads and looking at the locations. They're on the ride over somewhere. It sure isn't nowhere, but the area felt dull and boring. It wasn't the best time to be in these types of locations. Abby's not sure where they're going. It's been hours. It felt like we've been driving for hours. Hey Abs, you good? You look like you haven't ate much. Skinny? Eh? Abby doesn't respond as she puts her hoodie, hiding herself again. She has been hiding in the shadows a lot lately. As Mike gets to the point and spills the beans. It's the bullies again, is it? Abby is shocked as Mike knows she's being bullied at school. Did Mike stalk her? Perhaps Mike could beat up the bullies for her. Hey Mike, perhaps you can beat the hell out of my stupid bullies. As Mike snaps at Abby, he never snapped before, feeling offended that that was the first thing his sister would even think of. Well, wait, language, young lady. Abby, I know I punched someone 5 years ago, but I matured. Violence isn't always the answer. Don't be like those bullies, or you'll become something you don't want to be. Got it? Abby frowns but gives a little nod with an attitude, acting snarky like, fine. Ugh. It's not like you're my father. Stop trying to be my caregiver. I'm 15. You don't need to baby me all the time. Mike's feelings get a little pinched as he wants to say something but just sighs in disappointment. Mike, look, I'm so sorry. Mike lifts his hand as his tone has changed. No, no. Abby, it's okay. I understand you're growing and want to move on. It's okay. I understand. Abby's words came out of nowhere. She feels stress. Her new school, the bullies, she did not want to be mean to her brother, but it feels like she messed up big time. As she puts her hoodie on and puts her earplugs to listen to rock music. As Mike plays some music in his radio himself, instead of music, he hears static. Well, shit, the radio ain't working. He hits the radio multiple times, but it's no use, as the car wasn't getting any newer, but it was a rent one since the money was not much. Mike legit had to pay for an entire house and a new one, but the car was his second option. A moment cuts to Mike paying for the new house, as he was only given a few money, as it was he was only able to afford a rented car. As Abby laughs while looking at the money. At least it's some money, right? Oh well. Merry Christmas, Abby. Abby out of nowhere asks her brother a question. It feels out of pocket, too. Hey, Mike, do you think William's dead for sure? I think it's for the best we don't think about it. So, yeah, the house was the most important thing in Mike's mind. That's why he still has a crappy car. As Mike looks up to see that Sparky's is gone and replaced with a blue, shiny diner. Hey, where's Sparky's? Abby leans over the window and reads the logo of the area. Bistro's Diner? The diner was full, looks old but new at the same time. More people than Sparky's ever had. Turns out, Sparky's went out of business. Who would have known? Maybe they moved out, but hey, that's just a theory. Mike decides to turn the car around as he doesn't mind trying something new for a change. Alrighty, I'm starving. Let's grab some lunch. Abby misses Sparky's, but perhaps trying something new would be nice, as Mike said. Mike shuts the door of his car as the two enter the diner. All of a sudden, the people begin to look at them, but they mind their own business afterwards. Okay, that was weird. Abby looks at the posters of the movie again. Ugh, this film. Annoyed, Abby rips the poster off the wall in anger, yelling, almost breaking down. I hate it! The people eating food stop and look at her with a look in their eyes, a stern, mad look. Abby, embarrassed, puts the paper in her pockets and laughs, hoping no one would notice. It's clear people did notice and think she's psycho. Abby could hear someone in the crowd call her a name. Weirdo. Abby slaps her face with a frown as she puts her hoodie tighter. The person sips their coffee all aggressive like as the person looks all weirded out, but they mind their business afterwards. As Abby pretends to not see them and ignore the people, she really does not want to bother. Ugh, I'm hungry. Come on, Mike. The faster we eat, the quicker I don't have to be here. Abby used to like to be with people in the class, but something changed. Mike needs to figure out what. It's quite cheery as Christmas decorations fill the area. It is the holidays after all. The music in the background is nice too, as it begins to snow as the fan is spinning around. As it's the most wonderful time of the year plays in the speakers. Mike looks to see a waiter walk up in Christmas gear, all jolly and ready for the holidays. She speaks up happy and jolly. She talks in a happy mood. It reminds Mike of Cindy back in the mall. The waitress begins to speak as she snaps a menu on the table. Shockingly, it's only one menu. Hello, my name is Gabriella. I'll be your waitress. Merry Christmas to you too. Hey, miss, why is there only one menu? Gabriella turns and has her mood change and frowns. Okay, greedy much? I'm sorry, what? Hey, Deanna, he wants two menus. We got another one. Mike leans to see Deanna handing money to a mother drinking and leaving the building. The mom looks off and stares deep into Mike's eyes, but then, as Mike closes them, she's gone. She turns around at the cashier lady laughing. Two menus? You only need one. It's not like we have much to offer. Greedy much? One of the other waiters makes fun of Mike as well. Get a load of this guy. He wants two menus. You might as well just create your own. All the waiters laugh at Nick's joke as Mike just sits there annoyed, kind of confused at the same time. What happened to her mood? Not very Christmas spirit like anymore. All Mike asked was for two menus. I guess he's not allowed to have two menus. Guess not. He turns to see what his sister would like, but she looks like she was lost in her own winter wonderland. What do you want, Abby? Abby isn't responding. For some reason, she is lost in her own mind. She seems to be not responding. She's busy looking at the snow, all sad like, mumbling words. Abby? Abby wakes up from her daydreaming. She has been busy with the snow in the window. Oh, sorry, She turns around to ask what was on the menu again. She was in her own mind. She didn't even realize where she was at this moment. What food is there again? I was not paying attention. She chuckles at the waitress, lifting an eyebrow, and rolls her eyes. Well, if you must know, the waiter is about to list the food, but Abby changes her mind at the last moment. Never mind. I'll have what my brother's having. Mike looks into the menu and quickly finds something he likes. Ooh, burger. Can you add no pickles and a side of fries to go? Okay. Didn't even let me finish my sentence, but I'll get that for you too. Would that be it? Or Mike orders a milkshake as Abby just picks a glass of water. As the waitress leaves, getting ready for the order. Her walk is not like her walk last time. It's more aggressive like. Jeez, what's her problem? Abby seems to not be in her usual mood as she doesn't want to talk to her brother. That music, it's so loud. Why won't it not stop? Abby hits her head on the table, but slowly, as she tightens her hoodie tighter. Mike is confused. Abby likes Christmas music. Why is she acting this way? Abby, what's going on? Abby hides herself in her hoodie as Mike talks up the truth. Miss Lydian told me you ran away from class earlier. Is that true? Abby's eyes are full of tears. She sniffs her nose and squeezes her hands in pain. Look, I'm not mad. Just tell me why you did it. Is there a reason? Abby has a bad feeling to tell Mike what would her brother's reaction be to the more of them and why they're hunting her. Mike, there's more of them. Mike spits out his milkshake as he was given the news as he yells. There's what? He doesn't want to believe his sister's words. Maybe she misspoke, right? The people keep looking at them weird as one of them gets closer and tries to start a fight. Mike turns to see the man all baggy and scrawny. Not too buff. I bet he can take him on. Can I help you? The man introduces himself as Billy Bob. The name's Billy Bob. I don't like your tone, little man. I only got one question for you. As Mike looks around the room, he looks all snarky and asks Billy Bob in an attitude. Oh, yeah? And what's that? Could you put your voice down? Mike laughs, clearly not caring about the man's request. Look, can you mind your own business? No one asked for your question. Abby laughs, but her laughter turns to screams as the people begin to scream as well. As all of a sudden, Abby spots a white rabbit figure with a knife, stabbing Billy Bob in the neck and lifting him up to the air and throwing him off the window glass. Mike, look out! Mike turns and is able to dodge the white rabbit's knife as it swipes the tablecloths. What's going on? Mike falls to the ground as the white rabbit lifts the knife and is about to drop it on Mike. Until all of a sudden, Abby grabs a plate and hits the rabbit with it. As she grabs a shelf and drops it on the rabbit. Down below! Everything falls on the killer as it slows the rabbit down for a bit. She lifts up Mike from the ground as they both leave the diner, breaking down from the door. Let's get out of here. Abby turns to see that the white rabbit is gone from the shelves. Where'd she go? The people running out the diner looks at the man who got thrown from the window. He screams as he looks from the streets, and the truck who is driving near him isn't able to stop. Oh, Billy Bob screams from the distance as the truck approaches, and it happens. The man gets killed by getting run over by the truck as the truck crashes but stops while turning over and crashes into a store, blowing it up. Wheels fall, jumping covered in blood, as people begin screaming for their lives as a tire cracks a person's neck. Abby watches the chaos happen while running with her brother. Mike and Abby get up quickly and leave the diner sections, not until Abby leaves a spare of change, a tip. There we go, and Mike grabs Abby's hand to leave the cashier area. Abby, there's no time for that. Let's get out of here now. The two are on the run as there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, as the shadows are shown hidden in the back, laughing as the chaos is being caused. While running to the snow, Mike and Abby stop by TVs. They both pass by the TV screens full of static as they turn on by themselves. The screens show and speak about the two of them. Fugitives, criminals, Mike Smith and Abby Smith. These two are a threat and need to be captured. If anyone knows their whereabouts, call the police immediately. Darn, we need to get out of the city. Come on, Abby. It begins to rain as Abby watches in fear and shakes. I. She can't say anything. She feels scarred from what she just witnessed. Mike runs up to his car and quickly opens it. Abby looks behind to see the truck and dead body of the man as she hears it again. That whistle. She turns to see the white rabbit in the distance, whistling with red eyes, swiping the knife along. Abby stares in fear, trembling as the white rabbit stares at her. It's the one she keeps seeing in her dreams. But why? Why here? Why now? The white rabbit points the knife from the floor to Abby and cleans it off the hands. Abby feels goosebumps as her entire body begins to shake. She closes her eyes and then opens them. The white rabbit has vanished into the shadows, lost like a ghost. Was it all in her mind? Was it real? She'll never know. For now. Abby, get in the car. We need to go. Abby ponders, but there's no time for that. It's time to leave the city she once knew. She runs up to the car and closes it as she wears her hoodie all scarred up with the black eyeliners and tears. The car leaves as the city all dust covers the streets as a figure walks in whistling a tune as it pulls out a bloody knife, dripping the blood of the victims earlier. Showtime will begin at last. The rabbit laughs nonstop as the figure hides in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike. Alrighty. The car starts driving as one of them asks Mike where they're going. Mike isn't sure, but it's not here anywhere. Where perhaps their old house. It's the only place they'll be allowed at. Guess we're gonna have to go back to our old house if it's still there. Abby looks into the window. She ponders if the house will even look the same. It has been 5 years since she's seen her own drawings. Would there be the drawings? Would her clothes be there? Would her toys be there? Only one way to find out. It's a long drive, but they finally made it to the old house. It's all kind of destroyed, but still be able to live in there. Not that bad. I can't believe we're back. Mike leaves the car as he looks up to the house, looking at it. I never thought I'd see this place either, Abby. Abby runs to the stairs as she opens the door to be introduced to the nostalgic feel. Her old drawings still intact. Wow, it's all still here. Abby looks around the room in awe. She misses this place as she sees the drawings of her and Cassidy in the walls. She ignores it as she still feels betrayed by the one she thought was her friend. Mike walks in as he takes a look around his old home and spots the image of his old family pictures. It's a good thing we came back. I almost left this. Abby looks as Mike is about to begin to tear up, but he places the image down as he tells Abby the rest, as tomorrow is another day. Abby heads quickly to bed as it's been a long day as well, as she nods and quickly runs to her old room and to find her old toys, a old doll and a unicorn. Stan Lily! I left you all alone all here. Not anymore. Sweet dreams. She quickly heads to bed and turns the lights off, as tomorrow is another day. Mike, being the deep sleeper that he is, quickly just falls asleep on the couch as everything fades to black. All of a sudden, a loud phone ring is heard from the living room. It wakes Mike up as he hears the phone ring and rushes through the room and grabs the phone. Hello? Hello, hello. Is this Mike Smith? Yeah, who is this? And how the hell did you get my number? That name doesn't matter, Mike Smith. I need you and Abby to come down to the station. There's something I need to show you all. The man hangs up his phone as he smiles wicked in the phone. Mike turns to see Abby standing there awakened and not asleep as he thought she was. What's going on? Grab a sweater. It's gonna get cold out there. We need to go now. But the holiday starts soon and I need to sleep. I'll be sure we'll be back there to celebrate soon. Mike sees Abby trying to hang the ornament real quick. As Mike rolls his eyes, he lifts Abby to hang one ornament. As they both get ready to leave, but are scared by the neighbor saying goodbye. Hello, neighbor. Gone so soon? My wife and I were gonna bake some cookies. Are you sure you don't want? No. Mike closes the door and drives off with Abby as the neighbors stop waving goodbye. Really, Pablo? Cookies? I told you pizza would have been a better option. Oh my god. Reason I put the neighbors is because like there was like a neighbors in the script, so yeah. That was just something goofy. Mike and Abby drive through the streets as they sing Jingle Bells Rock as the streets are full of Christmas cheer. Not like the other location. They stop singing just to find a man standing in the corner. The man has a hoodie and a beard, like Santa, but more old. As Mike walks up to the man to introduce himself. Hello, my name is Mike Smith. Nice to meet you, and you are? The man is all mysterious and shows up behind Mike in a surprise, revealing his identity to the two. Henry Emily. The name's Henry, but you can just call me Henry Emily. And who's that? Who's that you have with you? This is my sister, Abby. Abby, introduce yourself. Abby leans over to look at the man in glasses. It's nice to meet you, Henry. You look like Santa. Henry shakes Abby's hand and laughs. Nice to meet you, Abby. Here's a candy cane. Happy holidays. Ho ho ho. You're a silly one. The three enter the room as Mike sees a pizza flyer on the ground. He thinks nothing of it and just enters the room. It has come to my attention, Mike, that you have burned down Freddys, and Jane and the others were missing. We're still unsure if they're dead or gone. Plus, the whole thing with Vanessa is strange. The thing you did at Freddy's, it's insane. Look, Vanessa told me about her father, William Afton. He killed kids in the 80s and tried to kill me and my sister. You have to believe me. Excuse me for a moment. No man of such name existed. This shocks Mike and Abby as Abby tries to question back. He does exist. Mike is telling the truth. Mike decides he had enough of this man's shenanigans and that it's time to leave. Look, this is none of our business, sir. Just leave us be. As Henry laughs and lets the two go. Fine. If that's what you want, so be it. The two leave the door as Abby asks Mike to take her to an event for a school the next day. Today has been a pain, and she really wants to do something not stressful. Perhaps tomorrow's trick or treat in December event will be nice. As the two enter the car and drive off, Henry stares with a wicked smile as he laughs. You'll be back. They always come back. Alrighty. It's the day of the event as Abby's having a bit of fun, although walking throughout the hallways alone could be scary. Abby would have liked to have a friend about now. She didn't like haunted houses, especially since anything could pop up in your face and all that. I think I want to go. Why were there haunted houses during the holidays? To be honest, Abby is questioning that too. Abby looks around the house but isn't able to find an exit. It's a big house full of many doors. She was honestly never that good of a detective, but she was barely that good as Where's Waldo, though. All of a sudden, she spots a crowd in her path as an army of trick or treaters block her view, pushing her to the ground as a gas covers her eyes. Hey, watch where you're. Everything fades to dust as Abby awakens to see a new room, one she was never in before. Going? Everything is sparkly. The room feels nice and warm as she walks up to see Foxy, but pink. Foxy? No, this is a different kind of fox. Looks shiny, not fixed, but not broken. Hello, dear. Are you here for your makeup session? Abby's confused. Why is she here? Who is this new one? She shrugs it off and lets the fox do her makeup and hair. She begins to chat with the robot. What's your name? The name's Funtime Foxy. Well, used to be. Abby wants to know what used to be means in Funtime Foxy's terms. What does used to be mean when you say that? Funtime Foxy puts the makeup on the desk and looks at the window. It shows a reflection of her broken self, tearing apart as her hands touch the window glass. There was an accident. I didn't want it to happen, but I had no control of it. Back when this place was open, I was the star, the main attraction. But now, I'm nothing. There was an accident with one of the employees. It was very tragic. I couldn't control myself. The poor kid. The kid was messy with me, hitting me, kicking me, and things went horribly. Hey man, get away from the robot. It's dangerous. He tried to stop me. I didn't know what would happen. It was a warning. The kid wouldn't stop. He just kept taunting and taunting. Make me, old man. The other kid laughs as he mocks the man, giving him a raspberry. You're too slow, old man. Ha 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 ha. And well, let's just say I wanted him to join me for the bite. And kid, I warned. It happened. I bit his frontal lobe off, right in front of the kid. As the mango looks at the kid in fear in her eyes, as blood was dripping from the robot's mouth, as the head was bleeding from the body, the kid runs in fear, dropping her pink bow, leaving it behind, never thinking of getting it back. The mango looks at the bow and decides to use it for himself. The kid turns to see Mango's eyes looking at him. The kid begins to leave the pizzeria in fear, and thanks to how advanced these things were, they could detect who the people were. The kid seems to be some famous celebrity with a camera. The kid also stole a white rabbit plushie from the prize corner and didn't pay for it. Poor Haley. If only I could return her this bow. They had to destroy my memory and body because I was caught haunted. That kid and his family's memories were lost because it killed that musician. Now it looks like that memory is gone forever. But Haley is the only name I remember, thanks to this bow. All of a sudden, the lights of the pizzeria go off as the scratch effects are heard in the speakers. As the flashback ends, Funtime Foxy ends the flashback by vanishing and dropping the bow on the floor. That is all that remains. Foxy? Where did you go? Seems the makeup pieces were ripped and looks like a dog chewed on it. As Abby picks it up, she feels drooling in her shoulder. What the? Ew. She turns to get jump scared by the broken up mango jumping on her. The voice is all static like as a tortured soul screams at her. Give me your body. Abby closes her eyes and opens them to awaken outside the haunted house. She looks around to see what happened in the area. She gets back up right away and looks both ways, watching her step. Was that a dream? A couple of trick or treaters push at me as they look at her weird and begin to mock her. Talking to herself? What a weirdo. Turns out Danny was there, too. Of course he was. What a rascal. Danny was one of the bullies as he begins to throw an egg at Abby, laughing. And of course, he stole her candy while she was in her dream state. Loser. Abby needs to figure out what was going on and hopefully do something about Denny. Quick. Guys, Denny is truly one of the biggest menaces. Imagine like Denny like is actually becomes a name in FNAF. They will never bring Denny into FNAF. Denny is a dumb name. I don't think they'll put Denny in FNAF. Is there like a Denny in FNAF? Like imagine like I type Denny and Denny is actually a real character in FNAF. Like I feel like Denny was really one of the most random names I thought of. Like no joke. There probably is a Denny in FNAF. Who knows? There's always every name for FNAF. Like they have a lot of names for the characters in FNAF. All right. Abby was going through her lockers, looking through her books as she pulls out an image with a heart. Whoa, where did this come from? Her eyes turned bright, but she did not care for all that since she was not focused on that. She was more focused on her case for Freddys. She turns around as she looks to see who gave her the note. As she leans forward, her locker is slammed by Denny. It's him, the school bully again. What do you want, Denny? Okay, chum, you must be new here. Give me your lunch money. You know, Denny, if you're poor, just say so. The crowd begins to laugh at Denny. Even his own friend laughs at him. Whoa, Denny, you really gonna let her do you like that? Denny cracks his head and tilts his head, lifting his tone in anger. How dare you? Do you know who I am? Abby pretends to not hear as she walks away and her backpack is dragged by Denny's friend and thrown to the floor. Denny grabs the note and looks at it. Hey, that's my note. Give it back. Denny and the bullies laugh in Abby's face. God, your voice is so annoying. Hey, Denny, hand me the note. Jacob, that's mine. Remember? I ain't sharing a note. You had the note from the other kid last year, remember? Jacob hands Denny the note as Abby tries to rush to the note. As one of the bullies, Tyrone, has his hand on Abby's face and pushes her to the locker as she looks up to hide herself from the shame. As Denny reads the note, it says, From Lizzie, a fan of your movies. I hope we can be friends sometimes. Ooh, Abby has an admirer. He screams, making fun of Abby as he rips the note and throwing it on the floor. Listen here, freak. You will never have friends. Ever. You're a loser, and don't you forget about it. He pushes Abby in the locker door, hurting her more. As the bullies walk up to Abby, as Denny picks her up and yells in her face, Now give me your lunch money, or that's enough. Lizzie walks up to Denny and kicks him in his junk. Oh, you bit. Finish that sentence, I dare you. Lizzie pushes the man in the locker and with the key locks him in there. She turns to see the other's jaw drops. Anyone else want a piece of me? The others don't want to smoke, so they leave. Lizzie hands her hand to Abby, picking her up. Hey, you okay? Sorry, Danny could be such a jerk. Why did you help me? Gotta stick together. Middle school is gonna be such a hellfest. Plus, I admire your movie. I always wanted to meet you in person. It seems Lizzie is a fangirl, and it seems she revealed multiple lines from the movie. Abby nods, feeling honored or weirded out. Whoa, this is amazing. It's actually you, the Abby. The walk is a long one as Lizzie talks for the whole way. She speaks a lot about the movie and her admiration for Abby. As Abby walks along with Lizzie and looks into the wall full of papers, that festival catch your attention? It's in the park? Yeah, and the one who wins get the trip to the Loose Princess concert. Isn't that great? Oh, we have to go. Abby ponders, but she's tired, but has an idea, a plan. Lizzie, do you like adventure? Lizzie squeals all excited. Oh my god, yes! The school hours ends as school closes as Benny kicks open the locker. Full of madness, he runs over to the entrance trying to open it. He can't find a way out as it's stuck. Oh, Abby, I'm gonna kill you! A shadow is heard in the back as the shadow whispers into Denny's ear. Not if I kill you first. Denny could feel the shadow's presence, but can't see it. The light flickers on and off as Denny looks around the entire school. Hey, what have you? The shadow enters the mind of Denny as his mind is being played with. Heads up, dear. Denny's body falls to the ground as his body is getting dragged to the dark. He wakes up as his entire head is being blown to bits, as the blood spits all over the lockers, as the shadow figure looks at the headless body. That's what you get for messing with her, bitch. The entire plan is going swell as Max looks down at the body and returns at her host. It worked. She's heading back. Get ready. It's going to be one hell of a party. We see a dog robot and a giant distorted robot with a ripped face as they have bats with them. You sure this is our target, sister? Should she return to help them? I'm sure. If she's needed, she needs to do this. This is her story, her destiny. It's what must be done, no matter what. Max turns around to see the ghost children walk up to her, dragging her purple bear fare. She will set us free. That is her goal. Max walks up to the scared children and nods along with them. This is a very important mission for all of them. I promise and I pinky promise. Do you trust me? Garrett smiles and gives a pinky promise to the Guardian, as Garrett looks behind him and sees the other souls in fear, but still trustworthy enough to know that they are safe. Okay, I trust you. Max smiles and as she knows these kids trust their Guardian, this is her mission. She needs to make sure that she's careful about her promise, as this time she'll make sure of it. This time she'll complete her goal. Jeff as well will complete the promise he was never able to make. We'll be safe about this and take care of all of us like family. Like family. What was Mike up to while Abby was in school? Let's see. A visit to Willie's Family Mall. Mike headed to the mall since it was Black Friday. He had a list and he better check it twice. He walked around the area to find some things. It was going to take a while because there was a lot of people at Willie's. So many people and a lot of gifts on this list. Okay, let's see what Jeremiah wanted. He wanted ice cream, scuba. Cindy wanted a pizza pan. Not gonna ask why. While walking throughout the mall, looking at the list, he wasn't paying attention and bumps into a man being in a hoodie. Hey, watch it, pal. Where are you going? Huh? The figure in the hoodie does not speak, nor does it turn around. Mike tries to figure out what the figure hoodie looks like. It looks like a man, a woman. He isn't aware. The figure does not speak, nor does it look at him. It just stands still, stands the guard. Hello? Mike is not in the mood for shenanigans. He needs to get to the rest of the gifts. Okay, you're weird. I have no time for this. Happy holidays, figure thingy. Mike leaves the figure walks away into a store. As the bell rings, Mike looks into the long line approaching. He waits because he really needs everybody to be happy for Christmas. While waiting, he hears the Christmas music in the speakers, barely, since it kind of works, but not really. Someone better fix up on that. It's been so long, but now Mike is in the front of the line as he asks for an action man, one of the most popular gifts of the holidays. Okay, miss, I need an action man for Christmas. Do you know where I can find one? The woman points to the action man where there's only one left. Andale, grab it. Mike quickly runs to the action man, but then that kid has it in his hands at the same time that Mike has it in his hands. Two choices Mike has to make. Is Mike really going to risk it all and get banned from the mall by punching this child on Christmas? Yes. Give me a Usagi piece of. Mike lifts his hand and punches the random kid, knocking him to the floor, as the action man is now his. Ah, screw you, kid. Ha, that felt great. Mike knows that he's now on Santa's naughty list. He just hit a kid. Oh well, at least the action man is his. I'm telling my mommy. Mike gets up and turns and runs away to pay for the action man. He knows it probably won't end well, but who cares? Trust me, kid. You'll thank me later. You don't want this. Mike tries to run up to the register as the lady, more awake, asks, "Did you just punch that child?" Mike is boned. He's gonna get banned from the mall. Oh no! Look, that's sick. That kid was such a brat, you know. You know what? Take the action, man, free of charge. Mike is excited, but at the same time confused. But hey, at least he's not gonna get banned from the mall. As he leaves the area, he smiles and yells across the mall, "Merry Christmas!" The kid gets up and screams and turns around to the person working in the store. That was his mom. But mom, he hit him. Shut up, Harold. Oh, I'm gonna go get something to grab something to drink. I ran out of water. I'll be right back. Take a water break, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Am I the only one that actually likes these cookies, like the Rice crackers? I feel like I'm the only one that actually likes these. All right, guys, we're gonna. Hold on. These are hard to open. Eat one of these. Hold on, guys. All right, guys, let's continue the story. I won't lie, those were pretty good. I feel like I'm the only one that likes these cookies, to be honest. All right. God, those are good. Jesus. Pop star shenanigans. After school, Mike promised Abby and her friend Lizzie to take them to some kind of music show. Come on, Mike. Me and Lizzie want to be front row tickets. Mike saw the amount of stairs there was, and he was shocked Abby and her friends were able to take that many steps. You know what, Abs? I'm just gonna take the elevator. How about that? Mike heads straight to the elevator as Lizzie asks Abby why her brother's not heading with them to the stairs. My brother's just, well, lazy. Anyways, let's go. We don't want to miss Loose Princess. Come on. The whole entire reason Abby told Mike to bring her and her friend here was to meet the new pop star in town. Plus, she and the others who went to the concert were allowed to cosplay. Loose Princess was in the posters at Abby's new school. Everyone who was at her school was going to be here, and lucky for Abby and Lizzie, the entry was free. They just needed an adult to go with them. It took long to convince Mike to come with them, or even take the two, since Mike just wanted to celebrate Christmas home, not out in the outside world. Abby, though, had other plans, and it's clear if this pop star is what she wanted to see for Christmas, then that's how she's gonna celebrate Christmas. Although the moment cuts to Abby arguing with Mike. Mike, please, you don't understand how important this concert is for me. Mike wanted to have Christmas here at home. It's been a while since we had any family interactions. You're always avoiding your brother. It's true now that Abby is 15 and she wants to be more independent and thinks she's already an adult and doesn't need Mike anymore. I'm already mature. I don't need you to baby me all the time. Just please let me go to this. All my friends are. Mike stops Abby's words. You made friends? Abby waves the paper in the air and places it on the table, rolling her eyes. Yeah, why? And they're real friends, not make believe. Abby thinks for a moment. Perhaps Mike will change his mind if she says yes. Yup, her name is Lizzie. She's the only friend I have, and I want to know if she and I can go to this concert tonight, if you can take us. Mike agrees, as he wants Abby to have friends, but doesn't want his sister to be too distant and lose her. Abby opens the door just to see Lizzie. Hey, sup, girl? Look at this cool cosplay of the Light Princess. What's your cosplay? It's just a hoodie. I don't like being seen much, but I do have this pin on me, so I guess you can call that a costume. Lizzie leans in to read the pin. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza? Cool, I like pizza. Lizzie spots Mike and sighs, clearly annoyed. Ugh, he's gonna take us, your brother? Ugh. Abby sighs. It's a sigh of sarcasm. He's just gonna drop us off. My brother can't seem to let it go yet. Let's just say the drive over there was a pain with Mike being too overprotective, as he leaves Abby and Lizzie to run over to the concert. Well, he does not want to take the stairs, so he looks at the elevator. The moment cuts to Mike in the elevator as he looks into the buttons with eyes and numbers. The heck's a hand unit? Please enter the button of the number of the room area you want to go to. This cannot be changed later, so please be careful. Mike looks for the concert number going bonkers as he quickly presses it. Hopefully, it's the right one. It seems you were having some difficulties with the keypad. I see what you were trying to type, and I will autocorrect it for you. One moment. Music in the background plays as Mike taps his feet. It's gonna be a long way down there. Meanwhile, Abby and Lizzie are sitting front row as the lights begin to shine bright. The speakers are brought in as the stage and the crowd goes wild. Crowd's cheering is so loud, it sounds like they're screaming right in Abby's and Lizzie's ear. Wow, they are really shouting. Abby claps her hands as she yells, Loose Princess, she's over there, look! The spotlight, the pop star is shown up bright like a diamond. As the drum rolls, as her dressing glasses shine across the stage. The people clap at their hands and take pictures. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I present to you the sun, the spotlight herself. The lights are on her as Lizzie screams on in excitement, going wild. As the shadows show Loose Princess as her voice sounds like an angel. How's everyone doing tonight? Abby's eyes are full of sparkle. Whoa, so cool. The pop star begins to twirl and sing her songs as usual. Pop star fashion. The people scream as Luz tells everyone to dance and sing with her. They all agree as Abby and Lizzie are having the time of their lives. Abby had a real friend to celebrate these memories. She forgot Mike was even here, and she didn't think of him at this moment. Lizzie as well has having the time of her moment. The pop star reveals something exciting. Now, I want to tell my fans something fun. Whoever's birthday it is gets to be up on the stage. Which of you are the lucky birthday basher? Lizzie screams out and points at her friend. "Ow, Lizzie, what are you doing? Her, my friend, she's the birthday girl. The two laugh as the spotlight is on Abby. Liz Princess throws her mic up in the air and lends it to Abby. Okay, what's your name, little one? Abby walks up in the stage and she begins to look at the crowd and she sees there's many people looking at her. Her panic is showing. Abby's not in control anymore. Did Lizzie mess up? Was this a right move? Abby, are you okay? Abby is slowly shaking, but trying not to show her shaking. So tell us your name, birthday girl. My name? It seems Abby is frozen in limbo. She's panicking. She doesn't understand what is going on. Her mind speaks to her in panic. Why are you moving? Say something. You're going to look bad in front of her. Everyone will bully you. Everything snaps back as Abby hears whistling again. To her horror, it's the one that keeps haunting her. She starts to move again. She looks to see the white rabbit again. The white rabbit slaps its knife again and again as it mocks Abby, laughing in her face. As her mind goes blank and screams, just shut up and leave me alone. She's able to move as she's on stage, as she sees everyone looking at her. Abby goes crazy as she looks around and begins to panic. Where, where's the rabbit? There was a white rabbit. The pop star is confused as she tells Abby to get off stage. Abby goes crazy as she thinks the pop star is the killer and screams at her. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. There's a white rabbit. Maybe you're covering. Security guards grab Abby as Abby tries to grab a white robe, but it's just a white stick part of the dress. Let me go. You don't understand. I saw something. I saw something. The pop star and the people in the back call Abby crazy and begin to mock her. Her bullies were there as well, as another bully as well look at her. Debbie saw Abby for who she truly was, an insane person. That's what Debbie thought. She no longer wanted to help her, but bully her. She brings in the heat and goes too far with her bullying. White Rabbit? God, you're such a loser, Abby. The whole world would be so much better without you. We all know that when your brother is gone, you'll die alone. Abby puts her hoodie on as she runs away crying into the other side of the concert. Perhaps the pop star and the other people took it too far. While you're at it, jump off of. That's enough. You've done enough. Lizzie swings a punch at Debbie as she drops her to the floor. Shirk. During all this time, Mike was in the elevator and was able to put his name, but a lot of top options were given to him. From Eggs Benedict, Casual Bongos, Angsty Teen, and Exotic Butters. After all that time, he was finally able to put Mike in the location he wanted to work. It took a while, but it worked. The elevator opens as he leaves to see Abby alone in a chair, crying, sniffing, tears in her hoodie. Mike is confused. Why is she not with the others? Her friend has to be enjoying the concert alone. He walks up to talk with his sister. What's going on with the concert? And your friend Lizzie? Is it true? The more I grow, you'll leave and no one will care about me? Mike is confused. Who would say such a thing? He sits next to Abby and looks into the distance. Abby, why would anyone not care for you? Dr. Lydian, Doug, heck, Bonesy, Lizzie. Even when I'm gone, you'll still have the others to care about you. Abby thinks Mike is only saying that to make her feel better. Yeah, right. You're just saying that because you're my brother. Mike knows how it feels when the whole world used to hate you, but now he thinks of it in a positive light, now that people treat him better. Abby, look, it all starts with you changing how you treat others, changing with how you treat your heart. One cannot have a broken heart. You need to go out there and complete your story. I completed mine. Now it's your turn. Abby shocks up from all these words. How are all these wise words coming from her lazy, sleepy brother's mouth? And when did you learn to be such a bookworm? You think I just read this dream theory book for fun? No, I went to a literature club. I also went there because they had some good tea. Abby laughs as she gets up and smiles. Look, I'm so sorry for acting the way I did those past days. I really thought I was ready to move on without my brother. Guess it's clear I still need my brother. When you're ready, I'll let you go. But for now, you're always welcome home. Lizzie pushes the door. She spots Abby. Abby, goodness, you're okay. Look, I'm so sorry I made you go upstage and. No, no, it's okay. I forgive you. Do you want to go home with me and Mike for Christmas? There's still time. Lizzie does not have a home or a family. You'll do that? For me? Mike gives out a thumbs up and an approval of nodding, as Lizzie hugs Abby as tears fall from her eyes. Merry Christmas, Lizzie. Thank you so much. The group drives off as everything fades away. Mike and Abby are back home as they are hanging Christmas trees. As Christmas almost arrives, the party is about to begin as Mike gets a knock at the door. That must be Lizzie. It could be a stranger. Don't answer it yet. You never know. Mike flicks creak the door slowly as they tap one by one. As his hands finally reach the handle and it reveals Lizzie. Is Abby here? Lizzie sees her friend and gets excited. Hey, best friend, how's it going? Abby high fives her friend and takes her to the room as Mike warns to sleep at 8 p.m. I don't think Abby heard though. She was with her actual real friend in the other room already. Right now, Lizzie is looking around Abby's room, amazed with the collection of drawings in the wall. You drew these? Abby rips one that she doesn't recognize. Not this one. Wait. She turns the drawing to see an address, a new one. She doesn't know this address. Lizzie, you see this? It's some sort of name. A new Freddy's, a number. I think we should follow. Lizzie wants to stay here and keep away from the danger. Like, I like adventure and all that, but I think we should keep safe and listen to your brother. He won't know. He's a deep sleeper. Abby opens the window, she grabs Lizzie, and they both start running away from the house and head to the new and improved Freddy's. Lucky for the two of them, they have bikes, so they don't have to run or walk. Oh, thank goodness we don't have to walk. I mean, I would have injured my fragile little bones, if you know what I mean. Abby is focused on the big sign of Freddy's, as the sign looks different this time. Freddy is chubby and has rosy cheeks and eyelashes. Ugh, I missed the other one. Abby and Lizzie park their bikes in the back as they look for a way to enter the new Freddy's. Hold on, I got you. Lizzie pulls out a pen from her hair and picks the lock and kicks down the door open. You first. Abby leans to look for any dangers as her hand does an approver pose. Okay, go time, Lizzie. Lizzie enters the pizzeria along with Abby as Abby grabs a rock to make sure the door doesn't close, trapping the two in there. Why are we here again? Not sure. Just to explore and see what this new Freddy's is up to, Lizzie. Lizzie's lights go off as she drops on the floor. Lizzie, did you just drop the light in the floor? No. Hold on. I got it. Let me just. She shakes the flashlight multiple times so she's able to make it work. Lizzie, do you hear something? Abby is frozen as her finger points behind Lizzie. But, it's right behind me, isn't it? Abby nods in fear with the approval as Lizzie turns around to see Toy Bonnie winking at her. As Lizzie shakes her flashlight over and over and runs to Abby's direction. Abby's not having the best luck either. She spots a new and improved Chica and Freddy jump off the stage as they walk up to the two. Oh dear God, Abby, we're gonna die. It's over for us. Run! Abby looks at the new designs all shiny. And are these females or males? Robots. Doesn't matter. Get back! Back, I warn you. It's clear these things. I think Abby and Lizzie are intruders. As Abby runs off with Lizzie to the other side of the pizzeria, they are surrounded by another figure. It's the Mangle. The creature swoops in to grab at Lizzie as Abby pushes Lizzie out of the way. Abby! The Mangle grabs Abby and picks her up to the air as Abby sees a handle. She grabs onto the handle. Hey Lizzie, watch out! She spots on the Mangle going in for another swoop. As Lizzie and Abby grab her foot in the handle and stomps on the mango and stabs the robot right in the head, crushing the machine to pieces. Jeez, that was a strong handle. Abby gets up to look at the mango of machine and thinks for a moment. Perhaps we should take it back home and try to fix it. Wait. No, we're not smart enough to do that. We need someone else to fix it. And I know quite the guy. At school, there was a coach Abby knew, and her friend knew too. Although Coach Talbert was a coach, he was a mechanic at the same time. Let's hope he understands how to fix a full on robot. Okay, that's it for now. Good job with the baskets. Just need to work on your aim, and the coach gets called on from Abby, raising her hands from distance. He pulls a whistle to get his team to go on break. All right, team, take a break. I need to go speak with the students. Practice on your aiming, Phil. Walking up to Abby, he wonders what was so important he was dragged to remove from his crew. Okay, kid. What now? This better be important. I don't have much time. Abby turns to reveal broken pieces of the mango as the coach tries to make of what he's supposed to be seen. Are you messing with my mind? What is this? Scraps? Lizzie explains to the coach that this is one of Abby's science fair experiments. A robot. The coach wonders how Abby was supposed to be able to make a robot. Wait, you're a mechanic? It's in her blood, it seems. That's a lie. Or is it? The coach agrees to fix the animatronic as he puts in his sports bag and tells the two to leave and stay safe. Thanks, Coach Talbert. The coach opens the other door and tells the rest to wrap up. Okay, crew, time to finish up. You all did great today. Except for you, Phil. He begins to feel a bit uneasy as he looks at one of the students looking at him. A weird one, but he doesn't think much of it. Meanwhile, Coach Talbert is fixing up a sandwich and picking up some tools as he places the tools on his table and releases all the pieces of the robots on the desk. Okay, let's see how we're gonna fix you. The thing is, something about this, the coach never saw it before, and it looks like advanced tech, such weird machines and wires and stuff. I know what you need. Let me go get something real quick. He leaves not noticing a shadow figure scrambling his stuff and activating the pink fox with red eyes. The shadow in the distance swoops in the area, moving the desk items and putting pins on them as the figure hides behind the coach. The coach returns eating his sandwich and looks around the area, seeing that his stuff is gone. Hey, where are my tools? The poor coach won't know what hits him as the mango grabs his foot, throwing up to him in the air as he holds onto a rope that is steady, but it barely holds on. No, no help, somebody, somebody. He isn't able to yell much as the rope rips and his face lands on the table. It's full of nails. As the nails peel his skin in pieces, as Shadow Bonnie watches in the back and grabs the man, the figure pulls his bleeding corpse into the shadows, never to be seen again. Morning arrives as Abby is walking to the school and she hears screaming and people taking pictures. A lot of police officers are telling people to get back and remain calm. Okay, get back, everyone, get back. She runs to see why people are acting this way. Lizzie, what's going on here? Everyone takes pictures as Lizzie throws up and wipes herself off. How about you see for yourself? Abby pushed everyone out of the way, and in top of the school bell is the mangled up body of Coach Talbert with the message in his blood as her eyes get shocked. Now I get to play take apart and put back together. Right, Abby? It's a message for her, a clue. It's time she follows that clue and goes back to where it all started. Damn, that is actually wild. That was originally not in the original version, by the way. Coach Talbert. That was not supposed to happen in the original. All right. The hospital gets lonely at times. It also stinks, and poor Vanessa, well, not really. She's still in a coma, even though the nurse said she was awake last time. What happened, though? Abby and Mike arrives to stay for the night to make sure Vanessa wakes up at some point. It felt like she was never gonna wake up, and it was never gonna happen. As it was stinky, and the seats were so uncomfortable for poor Abby. Not for Mike. Mike sleeps like a baby in the chair. As he drops his book on the floor, he really did not care what chair he was sleeping on. Anything did the job. Although the constant snoring bothered her, she had her earplugs that barely worked. But there was always the other room. As Abby slowly opens the door, and shocker her brother did not hear all the noise she made. Wow, he really does love sleep. Abby walks into the other room and she sits down and begins drawing. It's not quite. She isn't able to draw as her focus is quickly removed from her sight. She hears the front hospital door open. Her curiosity is no longer on the drawings, it's on something else. The doctor has a patient in the hospital moving in bed. The patient is all blurry. Abby isn't sure what gender the patient is, but right now she is more focused on the scar of the patient's arm. Bear claws? Maybe she got attacked by a bear. No way, that's what she's thinking. She has a moving post. She's gonna need some stitches. Looks like she got scars in a circle mic. The mic gets Abby's attention as the bed of the patient gets moved to the other room. As Abby knows this has something to do with the toy she saw in her dreams, so she quickly goes to check on the room. I need to find this patient, and Nurse Jackie is taking the care of the patient when Abby walks into the room and thinks of a way to get in. She ponders for a moment and waits for the nurse to leave. The nurse is gone now. She left with the keys. Shit. Gone. And keys as well. Now what? Abby looks around the area as she feels strange. The nurse was here before. Where did you? A white rabbit jumps out and misses the target as Abby dodges the swing. You again. The white rabbit gets up and wickedly smiles, dragging a knife from the walls. Abby has no weapon with her, but she did find out who the killer is, perhaps. With no time to think, the white rabbit chases her down the hallway hospital. As the lights flicker on and off, Abby runs and she turns to see the rabbit getting closer. I have to find help. Somebody help me. Abby runs up to the exit and shuts it as the rabbit pushes and pushes the door, but then gives up. Oh, thank goodness. She turns to see the nurse in the same area as before. Excuse me, did you see a white rabbit in this area? The nurse turns to see Abby confused as she acts strange. Tell me, did you see it? The nurse looks both ways as Abby's all jumpy and shaky. I'm sorry, no sign of a white rabbit has been seen. Are you okay? Abby is freaking out. As she can she be trusted? The nurse. She backs off and looks for something in her pocket. Her mind is all over the place. She can't tell a fib, a lie. Would it help with the situation? There could be a killer in front of her. Abby is confused. What could she say at the moment? If she lies, would that be considered her being a bad person? Um, visitor? The nurse asks Abby for a pass, as she does not believe this random girl who broke in is for the patient in the room. Lucky for Abby, she pulls out a pass, but sadly it was not a weapon as she hoped it was. I swear I had a sharp pencil in my pocket, but Abby forgot the pass was from one of her coloring books, a different pass from a mall she visited last year. Abby looks at the pass as she fumbles. Oh, shit. Mr. Hippo, is this a joke? I'm gonna call security right now. Without thinking, Abby takes aim and she reaches out to grab the nurse's keys and pushes the nurse and closes the door, locking her out and letting Abby into the door of the patient. Hey, open this door, young lady. I swear I'm gonna. Abby is safe for now. She searches for the best as the nurse could be dangerous. I'm so sorry about this. I really am. Her smug look says otherwise. Not. The nurse looks for some extra keys, but remembers the storage room has been cleaned and ready for entering. Haha, you're dead now. The nurse runs to the storage room to find keys, and she does not see the puppet with a smile, cracking his neck in the darkness. One, two. The rope up in the air is visible, but sadly the nurse does not see it as she is hung by the string. The puppet creature laughs as she is snapped in half by the string and put into the darkness. As the keys fall to the ground, as the room is full covered in blood, as the janitor is cleaning the area. Hey, I think I missed a spot. He spots the blood and walks up to the room and opens the door to see something he didn't want to lay his eyes upon. Oh my. We cut to an Abby as she gets close to the patient, trying to get answers about the mic. She lowers her hand slowly, trying not to injure the patient. Hey, what's your name? The female figure is barely able to speak as she slowly says her name. It hurts to say it though. Selena? Abby asks how this all happened. The scars. It looks real bad. She gets closer. She needs to hear better. Selena tells her side of the story, the tragic events that led to all this. You want to know how I got this way? Abby is all ears as she writes notes. Selena shuts her eyes, reliving the events that has led to her being a survivor. I saw all my friends die. I barely survived. If it wasn't for whoever called the ambulance, I would have died. Abby shuts her eyes in tears. Is this her fault? Perhaps not. Abby feels bad. This person is not able to talk much. The eyes got stabbed and the whole body is in stitches. It looks bad. Selena, I'm so sorry about what happened to you. I really am. Robert, he was watch duty. He seems to have left our group when we all ended up in darkness. When they took me out, he left. He betrayed you, it seems. Tears barely fall from the bloody girl's eyes. Those things are advanced. It's a shocker I survived. I got scars now. Was it worth surviving what I've been through? You tell me. Abby looks into the window. She's sad. I don't know. I'm not sure. Abby almost went through a same death experience once, just like her as her mind goes back to 5 years ago when she almost perished in the Ella suit. All of a sudden, she then remembers what she was going to ask. She looks back at Selena while the breeze hits the two of them. The only thing that makes Selena happy as of now is the breeze and the flowers in the desk. Abby looks at the desk and then at her notes as she begins to have more questions for Selena. Look, I need your help. How did you get that mic injury and the scars? I need to know. Who are these advanced things you were talking about? There are these things in my dreams, and I think these things that attacked you and killed your friends is what I'm seeing. Selena shuts her eyes, well, tries to, as her eyes are all bloodied up from the mic scars. She really tries to speak up just for Abby. There are more, you see. Those things are monsters. They won't stop. They were like serial killers, but super. Abby wasn't able to hear right as Selena was having trouble talking. The voice was so soft, yet barely hearable. There's what? Selena yells out in pain like she never yelled before. More of them, they call themselves toys. Hey, calm down. No need to yell. I'm so sorry. It's gonna be okay. It's all good. It's all good. Abby knows the situation she put herself in. She knows how Selena felt. She's been through this situation before. Look, I need you to help me. I promise it's all gonna be okay. Abby pulls a pinky promise, then sees Selena's fingers are all mangled up. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Oof. Abby pulls out a paper and asks Selena to draw them out. I know your hands are crushed, but please, draw them as you saw them. I need details. I need your help. Selena draws as much as she can, and she shows Abby how these toys look like. Those. Those are the sick fucks that killed my friend and did this to me. Abby examines the drawings as her mind is blown. They look different. It's them. Abby is shocked as she remembers the drawings, the figures, the dreams. She recognizes them, but the other two look different. I I never seen them before. She closes her eyes as she awakens in the pizzeria again, as she yells, hoping to get their attention. I'm back! Selena told me about you disgusting creatures. Abby walks up to see the new ones all shiny and advanced. She isn't much of a fan of them, too shiny for her taste. She misses her old friends. What happened to them? They have to be around here somewhere, but where? She ponders for a moment, looking around the corner for any danger. Although these ones look friendly, they still look uncanny. While walking through the halls, the speakers begin to speak. Abby hears a sound from the back. It sounds like a birthday party. Kids are celebrating, except for one, a little boy in the corner. Abby is not sure who this boy is, but walks up to talk to him. The boy stops as he is walking up to Abby, as Abby stops in her paths. He helped me. He helped all of us. Welcome back, Abby. Abby notices it's a puppet figure and another suit in the back. She's unsure of what it looks like. A clown? I was almost killed in that suit. No, it's different. It's not the same suit she saw before. Yup, that's how it happened. Let me tell you how I ended up in this whole mess. It's gonna be a long story. In a flashback, we see Henry and William outside as it begins to snow. Alrighty, kids, are you ready for the grand reopening of the new Freddys? The kids cheer, your usual cheer, as they do. Then come on down and let's have some fun. The kids enter the new pizzeria as they begin having fun. We see a mother named Emily with her child, Charlie. Okay, Charlie, stay close to me. I can't have you running around this location, can we? The girl complains. Why, mother? It looks fun. The mom breathes for a while. You're gonna get lost, sweetie. We do not want that happening now, do we? The girl looks at her mom as she watches the other kids having fun. It's not fair. I won't. I promise, mother. I won't get lost. The mom thinks for a while and then looks at her. Fine. Go have fun. Charlie jumps up and down in excitement. This is the first time she was able to have do anything fun in a while. As the animatronics start singing Last Christmas and Christmas Gear, as the pizzeria trainee begins talking and introducing the stars of the show. Welcome, welcome, enjoy your stay. The girl walks around the area and is greeted by a boy named Evan. Evan looks like the type of chatter, and it seems like Charlie was right as he begins talking. Hey, I see you're enjoying the new Freddys. Which of these robots are your favorite? I don't really have a favorite. Since it was her first time in this location, she really didn't focus on this new stuff. Come on, you have to have a favorite. Don't tell anyone, but mine's Toys Chica. She has a funny cupcake, but if the others find out I like pink, they'll kill me and find me uncool. Charlie looks confused and laughs for a while. Why? She looks lame. Anyways, you seem nice. Want to be friends? Friends? Sounds cool. The name's Evan. What's yours? Huh, Evan. Hey, quick question. Where are your parents? Seems Evan ran away from home, but that's his own business. He came here to have a little bit of joy for his own reason. Evan looks at the arcades and wanted to take Charlie and see if she can be his high score. Let's go to the arcades and play games, Charlie. I know many tricks, especially in Pac Man. Evan and Charlie quickly become friends as they walk around Freddy's and are always by each other's side. The girl is having fun while she hears a white rabbit walking in the halls. It gets her curiosity going as the rabbit pops his head out of the halls. Hey, dear, do you like to dance in snow? Would you like to dance with me? The girl looks at her mom and then at the rabbit for a moment. Sure, I just need to get back to my mom in time, but I would like to dance. Evan looks at Charlie as she's being taken away from the area. Charlie, you know how our parents say do not follow strangers. Charlie responds with no fear. She tells her friend everything is okay, when in fact, it's not. It'll be okay, I'll be right back. Then let us dance the night away. Follow me then, little one. The girl smiles as she follows the dancing creature into the back rooms. Evan turns around in worry, playing his arcade games. Okay, this dance has been fun, but I really need to get back to my mother. Oh, but I have a gift for you, our special one. Come here, I want to show you. The girl grabs the rabbit's hand as they both walk out the area. It looks like they're outside. Vanny, I don't like this. All of a sudden, the door of the back locks as Charlie is left alone in the rain. She spots her friends and tries to give out a warning. Guys, over here, open the door, open the door. The music is too loud. No one could hear her. So all of a sudden, the purple car arrives, and out comes a familiar face. Uncle Will! Thank goodness you're okay. You're here. Can you open the door? I need to get back with my friends. I think someone locked the door in. Charlie stops for a moment as she looks at William holding a knife in his hands. Uncle Will? It's nighttime. The parents are leaving with their kids as we see Emily sees her daughter hasn't come back yet. Mister, my daughter, she hasn't come back yet. Where's my daughter? I can assure you, miss, my friend here is calling 911 and we'll find out who took your daughter, no matter what. Evan is in tears. He lost a friend who actually cared about him. The others really did not treat him well. As Evan grabs a mask on the floor and decides to once again hide in the shadows with the melody of a bunny. Days go by as the mother has been drunk as she looks into the photos of her son. She cannot handle the pain anymore of her daughter who might have died as well. I don't know what I was thinking, leaving my daughter behind. She finishes her drink as she sees the news in her room. I'm sorry, my daughter. She closes her eyes because this is the sanity of her own mother. The mom says no, this isn't the right way to do it. She ends up screaming in tears and drinking for days and decides enough is enough. So she gets in her car and grabs the Freddy plush from her daughter's toy box, and the mom drives off the car, killing herself as the car blows up with it. Later on, we see the father has learned about the news. He gets depressed as he's never heard about ever again. Abby wakes up, back where it all started. As the memory has ended, she looks around to see multiple party hats and cake. Abby walks over to see the presents and decorations. As she moves the presents and looks to the speakers, a mask is seen on the table next to a speaker. As Abby looks around to look who the mask is for. A mask? For who? The mask looks like it's speaking to her. A voice is heard in the distance from her mind. For you. The sound of a quiet voice yells at her as Abby falls in the music. She wakes up back in the hospital as the music begins to stop. As Abby looks up to see that Selena has flatlined, someone has cut the cord. But who was it? She runs up to see if she can find another plug and save Selena. Hold on, Selena. I have to do something. Oh God, what can I do? What can I do? Abby panics as the cord is cut in half. There's only one thing she can do. Hopefully, he answers. She runs up and calls Mike. Hopefully, he knows what to do. She waits for like a few minutes, but Wi Fi is so crap. The call finally answers, barely. Oh, thank God, Mike. I need your help. Selena won't wake up. Call the nurse. Call anyone. Help. Wait, where are you? Who's Selena? Abby gives out the picture of the room as there's no time for all this info. Look, Mike, there was a whole situation with Selena. Just get over here quickly as you can. Who? Abby brushes it off, just tells Mike to hurry, as there's no time to explain all the details. I'll tell you later. Just call the doctor, a nurse, anyone now. Mike calls his ends as he runs and shows the doctor, the nurse, and the number of the room. You know this room? Call it. Ambulance takes Selena out of the hospital, and her body bag is seen. As the police has also found something horrifying, they found the hanging corpse of Nurse Jill ripped from her own neck, as her eyes and blood was drawn from the walls. It says, "No strings on me." We are not sure who did the murder, but all we know is that Abby was the last person in that area, so we're gonna have to take your sister in, Mike. Abby backs away as she really isn't in the mood to go to jail. Not now, not ever. Okay, little lady, just. The officer isn't able to notice his shoe is untied by a string as he falls to the ground and is dragged by an unknown force, never to be seen again. Officer Larry goes after his partner as he leaves Abby and Mike without handcuffs. Hey, Abby, the dum dum did not handcuff us. Let's get the heck out of here. Abby nods with her brother. I agree. She turns to see the cop car. She has an idea. Hopefully it works. You thinking what I'm thinking? She pulls out the cop car keys she stole from the cop while he was distracted. Hell yeah. Mike gets in the car and as he grabs the keys from Abby. Hey, you're not gonna let me drive? Mike isn't going to let a 15-year-old drive. Abby doesn't even know how to drive. Who knows what will happen? I'll drive, okay? Just tell me where this location is and Abby isn't specific on where she wants to go. She doesn't think Michael will take her there if she told him, so she keeps it a secret. Selena told me it should not be far. Now drive! Mike doesn't have time to ask Abby where this place is, but he just trusts Abby's words. The moment cuts to a dark, distant area where the other officers is looking for his partner. Officer Larry has his gun in his hand, ready. It's a dark area. Who knows what lies here? I'm the one with the law. You don't want to mess with me. Now put your hands in the air. The officer yells, holding his guard, still trembling in fear. He hears a noise of rustling in pans. The sound of the music box begins to creep the guy out as Larry slowly holds his guard. I'm warning you. He points his light to see his partner's entire body parts in puzzle pieces and his blood in words. He slowly reads them. Now I'm free. He turns to see a slim-flighted figure jump him and rip him to shreds as he screams, dropping his gun to the ground. The puppet figure laughs all killer-like and doesn't let him speak. To keep the guy silent like the other victims, the figure wraps and snaps his strings neck cord and wraps it around like a gift in the air. The others are like animals, but I am very aware. The snap is heard as the creature begins to wrap the neck as a gift, and then the section cuts to Abby being worried about Mike driving and almost catching up to the location of where they're going to. As Mike parks around the area and pulls down the window and leans over to see. Nope. He pulls up the window and turns to Abby with a stern look. Abby, why did you bring us here? Look, Selena told me there's more out there, and Mike stops Abby from saying more. He doesn't want to hear it. Abby, that's enough. But Mike, Abby, look, Garrett already said he forgives me. The story is over. My story is over. I really do not want to risk our lives again. We need to leave this place now. But wait, I'm sorry, but no. Mike drives off with Abby, leaving the new Freddy's. As for Abby, just watches from the window. Abby isn't able to do much, but she has a plan in her head, as there's a convention tomorrow, as she is going to take a taxi that will most likely take her to this pizzeria. The convention is going to be busy. Lots of people in costumes. It's going to be hell for Mike. Plus, old mom's being flirty and stuff. That gives Abby a distraction to escape this convention and head to the new and improved Freddy's. Let's hope that the convention for this competition goes well at the park, and it will give her time to go back. Yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna grab some water. Yummers, guys. Water's good. A walk in the park and a science fair disaster. It is now the day of the competition, and it's time for Abby's plan to go into full motion overdrive. While eating her ice cream with Lizzie, Abby wonders what her next move is going to be. She can't be too careless about her plan. One wrong move, and it all comes down crumbling. Lizzie arrived with the cage and the ice cream in her mouth as she went to go leave her younger sister at the park. Sorry, Abby, about that. I went to go leave my sister at the park. She's the one over there. Abby looks at the other kids playing in the park and spots Lizzie's sister in the slides. Lizzie lifts a box full of what Abby brought in for her science fair thing. Abby, I can't believe you made us go back to the pizzeria and stole this. Lizzie opens up a bit of the blanket, revealing that Abby stole the mango. Turns out last night the mango was just in front of Abby's bed looking at her like a dog. She isn't sure how the creature got there, but at least it's there. She tried catching she tried calling Coach Tower earlier, but no answer. Perhaps he was busy. That's not Abby's problem. Abby leans to close the blinds, hoping no one saw that thing. It could get her in problems. She wants it to be a surprise. Look, Lizzie, this is Mango. Tell them we made it. Sure, it's lying, but it will show them that we are capable of more than we think we are. Abby looks both ways, hoping no one was listening to their chatter. The two are hidden in the bushes as Abby was has her hoodie on, hiding an earplug in her ears. The science fair is about to begin, but sadly only one person could present. So that's what the earplugs are for. Smart. I don't like going up there. It gives me anxiety and all that. Abby rolls her eyes and takes the mango for the science fair. Hey Lizzie, grab one of these. I'll take one too. Abby heads Lizzie's direction to give her some earplugs, connecting them to Abby's earplugs. Use these so you can hear the presentation, okay? Lizzie nods as she hears the presentation is about to begin. Abby, go, get going. Don't worry about me. Abby runs off but gets tired midway as she's walking. The shadows show Cassidy looking at her. So you do miss us. Cassidy is being annoying and trying to pretend again. It's clear she is here to cause more trouble. Abby has no time for traitor games again. Go away, Cassidy. Cassidy begins to float around, mocking Abby. Is that any way to treat your best friend? Abby turns around, leaning her hands all grumpy. Best friend? Yeah, were. Now leave me alone. I have a science fair to attend to. Cassidy looks at the mango in the blinds as she begins to laugh. If you wish. Meanwhile, Principal Gus from Eastlake Middle School came to the park to host the fair. The newest principal of the school and the family members of one of the crowds cheering in the background. Right now, he's about to choose the first person to arrive on stage to present their science fair experiment. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all so far enjoying your Christmas break, and welcome to the Christmas fair today. Today, we'll see who will be the first to show their exciting projects. The crowd cheers toward their Santa hats and thrill them, all excited with their projects. Abby arrives just in time to sit in the chair with her project because she's about to sit right in her chair. She looks up to hear her name. Abby Smith. Is there an Abby Smith? Mike nudges his sister to go on stage as the earbuds from Lizzie tell Abby it's go time. Abby, that's you. Show them what you're made of. Uh-oh. Yeah, she was not planning on being first. Oh well. Abby walks up on the stage all nervous as the mango begins to bark loudly like a dog. As she looks at Mike being happy and all that. Mike gives up a thumbs up while Abby gulps on nervously. Mike leans to a mom in the back looking at him weird. That's my sister Abby. Cheering her on a bit too loud, screaming in her ear. You got this! Beat these clowns! The mom looks at him weird but still kind of funny. Abby, do you want to show us your science project? Abby gulps all nervously while looking at the people. I have to show you? I can't just explain it? The fun part is showing the project. Now then, release the project. Can you excuse me for a second? Abby runs to the back, closing the curtains as she speaks on the earbuds. Lizzie, I didn't know I had to show the project. What do I do? There's so many people watching. Look, oh God, I have nothing. Abby has no choice but to show Mango to the people. Let's hope this thing plays nice. She pulls back the curtains as the crowd is watching. Oh, great, you're back. Okay, I'm ready to show my project. Here goes. Abby leans down to open the small cage. As she opens it, the mango rips the door to and knocks Abby's face, knocking her to the floor as she looks up to see Mango howling like a wolf as the thing pounces on the principal and bites his frontal lobe off. Abby could hear the people in the back screaming as she puts her hand next to her head. A small scar, not too much blood. The people in the crowd begin to run, screaming, pushing each other as Mike tries to yell for Abby. Abby! Abby, where are you? Abby looks buried as she sees Mike in the crowd pushing others as chaos begins. Abby! Abby! She tries to go, but the mango blocks her path like a dino, crushing his skull wide open. The mango crushes the hearts and limbs of the man and spits it out, crushing the bones while walking down the body like a snake. Covered in blood, clearly not caring one bit, and looks at Abby with anger in her eyes. The creature chases after Abby as Abby jumps off the stage and makes a run for it. The creature keeps snapping like an alligator and ripping dead birds as Abby watches in horror. She heads and runs to the bushes as she remembers who was hidden in there. Lizzie, run! She spots Lizzie in the bushes as she hands her hand to Lizzie and getting the both of them out of the area. Abby, the hell happened? I see it's not going to plan. No time to talk. Let's get out of here now. Abby cuts Lizzie short as she looks up to see Mike burning his tires, arriving in the car. Get in, loser. We're heading home. Now. Mike looks mad, very upset. Looks like Abby might be in big trouble. She doesn't care as long as her and Lizzie escape scot free. The two are almost there at their freedom. Abby and Lizzie are almost there until Lizzie trips on her foot. Lizzie! Abby goes back for her friend trying to pick her up, back up, with no success. It's my leg. I can't. Don't. Forget about me. Abby sees that the mango is getting closer like a lion, ripping open the gates and howling like a wolf. I'm so sorry, Lizzie. Lizzie had a good run, as she enjoyed being Abby's friend. My time is up. Thank you so much for caring and spending time with me. Abby doesn't want to leave her friend to die, the one who did not bully her, did not tell her to go or leave. Abby, let's go, now! Abby cries as she attempts to try and get Lizzie out of the rubble with no success once again. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Abby looks as she nods, as she knows she did her best, the best she could. As she gives her friend the dolphin and runs to the car, as she closes it, and Mike puts the metal to the pedal, driving off. As Abby witnesses her friend get killed and get traumatized once more. As the mango starts ripping up her friend and breaking her guts and ripping her heart off. As all Abby can do is just watch. It begins ripping the dolphin as well. It felt like everything was her fault. Abby should have just left everything herself and leave it alone, as the voices in her head said. Tomorrow, she knows what must be done. Wow, that was. Hello, hello. Phew. Hey, Brenda Lee, how's it going? How's it going? Hello, welcome back. How is everyone doing? We're almost at the end of this. I feel like I predicted the second FNAF movie, except for like most of these. Abby has run away from home after hearing the voices in her head. She hopes Mike didn't follow ahead. It seems to be taking a long time for the taxi to arrive. Strange. They always come here fast. Abby taps her foot in stress, and she knows the distraction she made is not going to last long. Abby, get over here this instant! Abby turns and shrieks. Turns out Mike found out she left the house. Oh, biscuits! Mike is all mad and covered in old lady kisses from the competition. He's all tired as he looks mad, real pissed, as the students in Abby's class will say. You're so grounded, young lady. Abby has been waiting for a taxi for hours. She looks up to see a person in a motorcycle. She walks up to the person and asks for his name, or perhaps ask if she can use the thing. Hey, excuse me, can I use this motorcycle, please? Look, kid, I need this to move. What do I get out of it? Do you like chaos? Abby pulls out a drawing and smirks. You're gonna love this. She quickly begins to draw something to summon. It's one of her friends, but one of the good ones. You want one of those? Let me use your motorcycle, and you can distract it and put on a show of your own. How about that? Robert is impressed and ditches the motorcycle as he grabs the paper and nods with the idea. Sure, kid, you got my interest. Enjoy the bike thing. I'm gonna go enjoy my imagination. Hell yeah! Abby gets on the motorcycle and puts on the helmet. She never rode one of these things, but doesn't matter. She needs to head to the new Freddys, quick. She'll be the key to freeing them. If Mike doesn't want to help, I'm doing this all myself. Abby drives off quickly as she heads to her new journey. She doesn't know the chaos she has caused at the convention, as Robert goes too far with his drawings. His mind is more intense than the others. As Mike pushes some of the crowd from the sides and sees that Abby is gone. Darn it, I have no choice but to. He looks into the air and kicks a rock pebble and finishes the sentence. Spend 5 more nights at Freddy's. Oh my god. Mike runs to his car and starts it up as it won't start. What the? Mike needs to see, of course. Why wouldn't it be? Abby stole the gas. She thought of everything. Clever. Oh, she is so smart, but so grounded. Mike leaves the car and thinks of how to get to the new Freddy's as he sees Miss Lydian pass by in her car. As he runs up to her and asks if she could fix up his car. Hey, can you help me real quick? I'm really in a pickle. Of course. Is everything okay? Mike does not want to alarm the poor lady that Abby stole and ran away with a motorcycle, so he lies for now. Yeah, just a ripped tire, and Abby is in the middle school, and I won't be able to pick her up. The teacher decides to help, but needs to leave some bags first. Sure, let me just leave some bags first, okay? Mike nods and waits for the teacher to arrive back. The pharmacist enters the room, calling out for his wife. Honey, I'm home. The man calls out again, loudly, this time. Maybe she did not hear her this time. No answer. Is she home? He turns around to be shocked by the light turning on by themselves. Out of nowhere, the lady arrives with some pies in his face. Ooh, more pie. Smells great. Strange. I brought milk for Christmas and the caramel and some extra pies. Might as well leave it for next Christmas. The man walks up to place the pie in the fridge as he lifts up and turns the light a bit more. It's dark in here. Let's just. His wife is now gone. Now, strange. Perhaps she went to sleep to leave the pie? All of a sudden, the lights begin to flicker more and more. A shadow shows glowing eyes and a giggle, a slow one, as the pharmacist just ignores it. Okay, just gonna place the pie in here as the poor man doesn't see a knife swipe at his hand. What in the man slams his other hand as the figure holds his bleeding wound. It trips as the figure laughs and laughs, running around the area. Sick joke! Show yourself! The lights go on and off, causing a small seizure lights, giving the man a blindness. As the figure moves from one area to another like a ghost, the man grabs a telescope, a small one. That's the only thing he has to protect himself. Leave my house. I'll call the cops. I'll call them. Don't mess with me. The lights stop flickering as the man thinks he's safe. As he turns around to see a rotting flesh yellow bunny reflection start pinning him to the walls and choking him. He groans and struggles as his telescope falls to the ground. The yellow rabbit does not feel real. It looks like an hallucination. Is the panic attack getting to the man? From the darkness, the white rabbit dashes with the knife and stabs the man in the walls real hard. The white rabbit giggles and keeps slashing it away and away as the Christmas music jingles in the background. The white rabbit goes crazy as the rabbit turns on its voice changer. Merry bloody Christmas. Finishing the job, the rabbit lands the final blow as we see the knife slice the man's guts as the blood falls to the ground. The rotten yellow rabbit tilts his head, looking impressed in the shadows with a wicked smile. The white rabbit says nothing and lays to the floor with the blood on the knife, examining it. Just nothing in those blanket eyes. The white rabbit licks the knife and giggles all excited as it hears their next victim. We see Miss Lydian trying to call back Mike after the whole argument. She seems worried about the dude. No response. Perhaps his phone died. She was going to go to bed but check her phone again as it rings. Hello? It's all static with a broken giggle toned down voice. She just turns off the phone and turns the lights off to get ready for bed. The woman calls her husband once more, hoping he arrives soon. He wasn't answering earlier, not now. All right, honey, time to go to sleep. Honey? The lights flicker on and off as the room is getting more creepy with each step she takes. Okay, I had enough of these childish games. She yells, thinking her husband is playing a prank on her. A sick one, if that's the case. Honey, are you being funny? This is no time for jokes. The music in the speakers gets louder and louder as it begins to flicker. The music is soft, though, not too loud. That sounds like my grandfather's clock. I know that. The lady doesn't finish her sentence as the glass breaks in her face, destroying her view. We see a fan turning on as the papers ruin the lady's view. More as a shiny puppet reflection is seen in the fan. We see the white rabbit with the mask looking at her with a sinister smile. Ready to join your husband, Teach? Nothing is heard as she gets closer to the area just to open the door with the pharmacist's head cut up in a suit full of knives with his head popped out as she yells in tears. My God, what did you do? The white rabbit with striking eyes leans the knife across the walls, busting through the walls with the knife, striking it down. What I had to. The poor woman runs up to the other door. She attempts to open it with her keys. Oh, goodness gracious, God help me, Lord. Out of the speakers yells in tear and pains as the speakers are screeching the lady's ears. There is no God. The lady turns around as it's too late for tears or any type of fear out of nowhere as she is pushed through the glass window by an unknown rabbit zipping at her with a knife. Miss Lydian is falling to her death as she falls into the car pavement, blowing up into a bloody corpse mess. The white rabbit moves the hips around forward and pops up to stare at the dead body with a sinister smile. The rabbit activates the red eyes of some new friends as the others grasp his hands and cackles. You did good, young one. The noise is so loud that Abby was able to sense it while driving the motorcycle. She decides to park a tree next for a while when she bumps into what feels like legs. She turns to see the body of Miss Lillian hanged from her guts. As the writing shows, there are no strings on me. I think it's time she gives Freddys a visit and closes this chapter once and for all. Damn, that was intense. So, oh my god, why did I write that? I don't think FNAF would ever do that. Let's be honest. Meeting some old friends. Abby doesn't know what she was thinking when driving a motorcycle. One, she barely knows how to use the thing. Two, the only thing she knows is that she's so grounded when she gets back home. But no time to think about that now. What Abby needs to think about is what her game plan is going to be. Abby looks into the front of the building and she finds some parking spots. The spots are welcoming as they are full of color and shining lights. Abby decides to do something she saw on TV once, a cool slide, an Akira slide, as they say. She attempts to do it but almost fails, but is able to succeed the slide as she parks in the area, burning the tires off. She removes her helmet as she wiggles her head around. Amazed she was able to pull that off. Whoa, that was insane! Abby parks the motorcycle as her hair is all messy from the helmet. That doesn't matter. What matters is Selena told her to find out what these toys are up to and find out how to stop Freddy's once and for all. Abby runs up to the entrance and pulls out a picklock she stole from the convention center. Thanks, Denny. Too bad you're gonna fail. Eh, don't care. Abby is able to open the entrance. As she enters the pizzeria, she turns to see a Showtime button, but this button had confetti paper posters on it. Ooh, fancy. Abby leans to look at the poster. It's a picture of the toys. She really despises these new designs. Ugh, too shiny. I prefer my old friends. Abby rips the poster off, and out of nowhere, the Showtime button turns on by itself. The lights are bright, and the speakers are real loud. Abby has her ears covered, as she really did not want to listen to Christmas music right now. Ugh, Mariah Carey, how annoying. Abby wears her hoodie and grabs her headphones. They barely work, but whatever works, right? Why is her Christmas music so loud? Is there a way to turn it off? Abby seems to find a different room where it's music proof. Bingo, her issue has been fixed. Oh, thank goodness. She runs up to the door as it's the same door she saw in her dream. So it is real. She found out what led to her dreams. She dusts off the words and reads the words closely. Parts and service. Abby tries to open the door but is unable to as she decides to leave, but the door slowly opens itself, letting her into their home. What lurks in the darkness of the door catches Abby's attention. She turns to see it's them. She finally saw not the toys, but the other parts of the pizzeria open up. Abby's eyes are blown out of her mind. She's unable to comprehend what she is seeing. It's them. Abby runs up to see her old friends, but all trashed up and broken. She runs up and sees them. She steps on something. What is this? She leans and grabs a mask. Not a mask, but a face, a bunny face. Bonnie is in the distance, looking for his face, unable to see where he is. Abby runs up to the figure and tries to give the bunny his face back. You poor thing. Do you remember me? Broken and without a face, the broken one looks down and barely able to see Abby, but it's clear the bunny still recognizes her. The robot bunny is broken, but shows Abby a drawing. That's the heart drawing. You still have it. The bunny robot's unable to move as it falls down like a baby who isn't able to walk. Abby grabs the broken robot, trying to let it not fall down again. There, it's okay. I'm here and the others? Abby found Bonnie, but where are her other friends? She ponders as she turns to the toys and the old ones, and it hits her. Wait, these new toys replaced your spotlight? And y'all were abandoned and broken? A screech of cries are heard in the distance as Abby tells Bonnie to wait for a while. The broken down rabbit nods as the tears could be seen from the poor robot's eyes. Abby runs up to the bunny, hugging it as she lends it the face in her hands. Here, for you. The bunny grabs the face mask and slowly puts it on but falls back down. Okay, we're gonna work on that later. Hold on for a sec. Abby moves on to the next room to explore as she moves to see her other broken friends. She had enough as she turns around to fix things. She is jump scared by an angry Mike. Eek! Mike, how did you get in here? Mike isn't in the mood as he's ready to leave. Abby, you are so grounded. Abby removes her arms from Mike and tries to reason with her brother on why she is back in the whole Freddy shenanigans. Whoa, Mike, wait, hear me out. Mike grows all mad as he's fed up with Abby's games. Abby, no. Abby reveals her broken friends, hoping Mike will understand. What happened to the old ones? They're ruined. They are broken, Mike. Don't you care? Don't you want the freedom? Mike looks at the broken down bunny. The bunny barely is able to speak. For Mike looks at the rest and feels bad, but Garrett already forgave him, and it's time he moves on. This is not his business, not his story. Mike, please, have a heart. Mike closes his eyes and responds with a slow no. He knows what happened last time Abby was in a place like this. He won't let the same mistake happen twice. Mike quickly takes Abby away from the broken ones and passes by the toys as the toys look at him. Creepy. Why do they look so yassified, uncanny? Yeah, I hate it too. Mike takes a glare at the new Chica and feels uneasy and kind of disgusted. He makes a quick suggestive joke about the new Chica animatronic. They got that in the kids area. They should have that in the place for adults, if you know what I mean. His joke is said in a whisper, but Abby could hear her brother because she isn't deaf. Ugh, gross. I'm joking, I'm joking. Mike laughs, trying to brighten up the mood, but then stops his laughing as he then realizes where he was and the situation he was in again. The toy animatronic stare at him and Abby with white dead eyes as Mike runs up to the entrance and tries to open it. Just gotta open. Oh shit! No shit! 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 Abby worries about the situation as she didn't lock the door. It was open earlier. Abby, did you lock this? Wait, are you blaming me? Mike is not in the mood for games right now. Abby, don't mess with me. Abby gets annoyed but then remembers there's a front entrance as well. Hold on. Mike, I have an idea. This is not the only exit. Follow me. Abby quickly runs to the entrance but is stopped as she and Mike is stopped dead in their tracks, spotting a tall balloon kid figure. Perhaps the kid knows a way out of the place, or has keys. After all, he is standing in the front of the entrance. Abby runs up to the kid and asks him where the entrance is, or if he had a key. The key in the entrance lands in the hallway. I promise I'm not trolling. The balloon figure begins to laugh so much as it annoys Mike and Abby as they walk away, not knowing the dangers they are in. Foxy's in the back of Balloon Boy as the fox waits for the best time to attack. Mike looks around the area to see if it's safe. Who knows if Abby checked right? Hold on, Abby. I'll be right back. Mike enters the entrance as Abby sits on a small bench, twirling a Freddy plush, all ripped up, until she hears the whistle again. She looks up to see just to avoid a knife swipe from a white rabbit. Abby runs from the area and looks for a way out of the entrance. The entrance is no longer an option after all. And what about Mike? Where did he run off to? The white rabbit makes a chase after Abby as Abby grabs a fast drink bottle and it slows the killer down for a while. She makes it to the area where her friends were as she turns around for now, and the white rabbit is gone. Where did he? Abby is all panicked as her brother is now here, and the white rabbit is gone. She feels a touch on her shoulder as she lifts her arm and punches the figure right in the stomach. Mike, where were you? I've been looking for you. There's a white rabbit and Mike seems tired, and really enough, he has a scratch on his hand. Where did you get that scratch? It's the same area Abby has thrown the bottle at. Mike looks at his hand and laughs for a while he explains his wounds. The entrance had some mangled up creature swoop in, but I jumped in and was able to break it without any scratches, though. Abby does not believe her brother. She does not believe anyone, not even herself. Get away from me. I'm sorry, what? Abby might get grounded for this, but worth it if she wants to survive. Abby whispers to the broken bunny and she runs away as she turns back to say, I'm really sorry about this. Mike looks up to get punched right in the privates by the broken bunny. No kids for you. Not like Vanessa was going to give him a chance. Let's not kid ourselves. Abby quickly runs off to the other room, leaving an injured Mike on the floor. Oh, you bunny, why me? Meanwhile, the toys are on the hunt. They have activated as they go hunting for their prey, that being Mike and Abby. We spot Mike exploring the pizzeria as he's looking for different places as he got separated from Abby while getting injured by that bunny thing. Abby, where did you go? Mike tries to find a way to fix everything, but when thinking, he turns to see Toy Freddy push him to the walls, breaking some party hats. Hello, little one. Or should I say, grown man. Let's play a game. Not the first time you heard of me, right? Mike dodges the attack barely as he tries to find a weapon on the floor. A frying pan? Screw it, let's use that one. Mike yells while insulting the robot's feelings, if it had any. Hey, Chubby, get a load of this. Mike hits the robot as the robot grabs the frying pan and breaks it as Mike just stares in fear. Oh, shit. Toy Freddy laughs as he pushes Mike all the way down the party tables. Mike looks at the fat bear running to him, trying to land a punch. As Mike feels confident, he gets back up and wipes his blood off the mouth and spits in the floor. Okay, let's dance, fast bear. Mike grabs some pants and a broom and attacks the robot as it does nothing. It's clear it takes more to beat these things than just punches and beatings. The giant bear begins to taunt with its words, very goofy, but horrifying at the same time. I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to hug you till you pop. It's mocking him like a serial killer mocks his victims. Mike slides down the robot and grabs a taser. Turns out the taser doesn't do anything either. Not this time. Oh dear, Henry wasn't joking. These things are advanced. Mike begins to run to the next room as Toy Freddy begins to chase him. I gotta find a way to lose him. I don't know how to beat him. Toy Freddy begins to scan the area while playing a slow version of the Toddler March. The lights flicker on and off as Mike hides, trying not to make a sound. As he leans to see Toy Freddy, with Mike black and white eyes scanning the area. You really think you can hide? Toy Freddy breaks down the hiding spot Mike was in as he huffs and breathes the area. You can hide forever, you know. Mike went to the next room and hides in the vents as he thinks he's safe, but sees Withered Chica with a broken beak trying to grab him. Mike crawls and crawls to escape the bird's hands. He spots no hands. Wait, no hands? This gives Mike an advantage as he kicks the robot with his foot, and he keeps crawling and crawling as the robot begins chasing him across the vents. Mike punches the other vents and then grabs a pan and begins bashing the withered robot to pieces. As Mike runs through the halls, he takes a deep breath as he hears laughter. He turns to see uh-oh, it's him. Hi, what do you want, you balloon freak? Balloon Boy points to the front entrance with his finger. Mike looks up to the hall at the spot. Foxy? Mike turns to see Balloon Boy with a smug laughing. I hate you. The Foxy starts its running position as it strokes his hook. Not this again. Foxy begins to charge at Mike like a jaguar chasing its prey. As the chase is on, Mike quickly runs over the halls as he trips over a flashlight. He quickly grabs it and flashes Foxy with the light. It stuns the fox for a while. It's blinding him? It's working. It's his weapon now. That worked. Mike gets up and sees that Toy Freddy is still looking for him. I have to find a way to lose these things. Tracks. Abby, while looking for an exit, sees a cupcake in the distance. She thinks nothing of it, but hears a child's voice calling to her. Over here, Abby, over here. She doesn't know it's a trick, all part of their manipulation. As Abby hears the voices getting closer, she is jumped by the cupcake opening the teeth as Toy Chica sees her and tries to bite her ankle again, just like in her dream. It's time for the show to begin, right, Abby? Get off me! Abby yells in pain as she tries to take the cupcake off her foot at the same time. Toy Chica laughs all insane as Abby yells in anger. She grabs the cupcake from her leg and throws it to the ground as hard as she can, breaking the teeth off it. Abby grabs a nearby taser from her dreams and uses the taser on Toy Chica to the ground. It doesn't work for long, but Abby has enough and knows how to deal with this chaos. As she grabs a bat and, full of rage, destroys the creature into pieces. The beak falls to the ground as Toy Chica is slowly looking for her beak. Abby walks up to the beak and, without caring, she stomps on the beak, crushing it into pieces. As everything fades to black, Abby sees that the Toy Chica body is gone. She's gone? But where and how? Abby suddenly hears the carousel turning on by itself. As she limps over to the carousel and hides and bumps into them as music begins to play. She knows the song. It's a small world, but sounds creepy, not like the one she heard before back in the park. Man, these are wild. Hold on, guys. Let me drink I'm back. How's everyone going? The carousel idea was taken from one of the scripts, by the way. Alrighty. Toy Chica hears the sound and it's getting closer. How is she? No time for Abby to be asking these questions. It's time to run. I hear you. Let's change the song, shall we? Toy Chica begins to change the song, full with her creepy voice. Our game of hide and seek, it's about to end. I know you can hear me. Abby hides in the moving carousel as Toy Chica begins to stab the carousel with her beak. Don't be afraid, little one. I won't bite, not slow, just quickly and painfully. Toy Chica pulls out her beak and laughs all sinister like. Not like the others, though. I can hear your footsteps. Abby decides to leave the carousel and run into one of the closets as she closes it. Her heartbeat is getting louder as Toy Chica's steps are getting closer as she scans the area. Toy Chica runs to Abby's location and looks into the hiding areas, punching each of the closets down. Abby covers her mouth in fear as she has her leg all bloodied and ripped up, still in pain. As she turns around the corpses to see a headless night guard with different body parts. Abby shrieks in fear, bumping into the closets, making a sound. As Toy Chica turns around, as Abby's location is located, and her eyes glow white. I can sense your horror. Could you be inside the closet? Looks like I won. Now you're it. Abby is hiding in the closet as Toy Chica slowly opens it. As Abby jumps on the chicken, as Abby grabs Toy Chica's beak and lands the beak on the robot's eyes, all violently. No, you're it. Toy Chica falls to the ground, all broken in pieces from the face. As Abby kicks the robot with her other leg, as Toy Chica shuts down. Abby's legs bleed as she grabs a bandage to cover her bloody leg as she turns to try and find a way back to Mike. This is for my friends. We see Toy Chica all broken and twitching on the floor, unable to move, as Abby rips the robot to shreds. We cut back to the moment of Mike running from Toy Freddy as he sees an exit door as Toy Freddy is throwing things at his way. Crap, he's on my tail. Mike spots a crowbar on the floor, and since the pan didn't work, he thinks maybe an actual weapon will work. Mike grabs the weapon and throws out a box of rocks as Toy Freddy looks up distracted. Toy Freddy yells as he is knocked out from the rocks. Oh no, there goes the bears. Mike gets back up and grabs the crowbar and opens Toy Freddy's head and stabs Toy Freddy into pieces. Take that, you chubby wannabe gamer. Mike angrily breaks open Toy Freddy and pieces of metal and oil falls in his face. As Abby enters the room to see Toy Freddy all broken up, as Mike gets up and sees Abby bleeding from her ripped knee, as they both reunite and decide to leave the area once and for all. Oh dear, Mike, what happened? Mike gets up all beaten up as he spits out a tooth from his encounter with the bear. Let's just say there was a whole thing going on with this bear in his spotlight. Mike gives Abby his crowbar for Abby to stay safe as Abby found another exit. Mike, I found another exit. This time, it's safe. Follow me. Mike is ready to leave this nightmare at last as he limps over to the entrance with Abby. It might not be what Mike was hoping for after all, though. Abby runs to an unknown area as Mike holds to the pain and catches up as she tries to warn Abby that it's time to go, but she doesn't listen. Mike is trying the best he can, but it feels like Abby just wants Mike as far away from her as she can. Abby, why won't you listen? Why are you distancing from your brother? Abby won't speak, but she wants to. But she is in a bad mood. Is it something wrong I did? Look, all I want for you is to be safe. Is that all I ask for? Abby looks around the area annoyed. She spills the beans, revealing her dark side. Ah, you have to let me go, Mike. The moment with the whole concert at the party was wrong. I was looking out for you. I don't need you to look over me now, not ever. Abby's eyes and mine are blank for a while. She isn't able to comprehend what she just said. I tried so hard to get you back from your aunt, to make sure you had a wonderful life. And this is how you write your story? The smoke glows purple on her side as Mike walks away. Okay, Abby, you're right. Make your own story. It's clear you want to be independent. You never needed me, like how the others never needed me. You just like your aunt. Mike, wait, that's not what I meant. Abby messed up big time. With this attitude and what she said, she felt like her brother would never talk with her ever again. She became the thing she swore never to become, a monster. Mike looks around the area as he and Abby are surrounded by the sounds of the speakers and the shadows. As the speakers begin to screech, and all of a sudden, Mike hears a speaker announcement. Hello, my fellow pals. You may have noticed the doors are locked. Because I locked them. Huh, look at your stupid faces. Oh man, you're fools. Anyways, let me tell you why you're here. That's right, suckers. Welcome to the new and improved Freddys. Hell yeah. You lying little shit. Mike is tasting on the floor. Mike, you okay? Mike looks at the speakers. Careful there, Mike. No swearing in my friendly new location. Anyways, I'm glad you came to my new location. I'm here to show you some friends, new ones. I hear the secrets that you keep. The speakers repeat and repeat loudly in pain. Go. Abby turns around as her eyes look closer and closer as she spots red eyes. They're sharp and sharp as a white figure charges at her brother. Mike, look out! She pushes her brother out of the way as Mike looks at the rabbit skipping around, throwing a knife in the air. The white rabbit has arrived at the party, and the rabbit is not alone. Abby hears of something, a noise, and she knows this humming noise. She turns to see it can't be, and to Abby's dismay, it is the one who hunts her dreams has come to play. Out of the shadows arrives the yellow rabbit, but rotten, covered in guts and blood as it laughs. As the shadow of the yellow rabbit laughs, commanding the white rabbit to speak. I already told you all. I always come back. Springtrap? Abby backs to the corner. She holds her guard. It's not him. It's a reflection of him. But you died. How did you survive the drawings? The yellow rabbit was changing. The yellow rabbit laughs as the white rabbit laughs as well. There's two of them. I have my ways, and call me Springtrap, but I'm not the one you should be focusing on. The rabbit looks at the toys in the back all broken down. I see you already met the new ones. You broke my new toys. Abby frowns as she wasn't a fan of the toys. They were jerks, and so are your white rabbits. The Springtrap wipes his knife but throws it on the floor. I don't need a knife to kill you. I'll do it myself. I'll let my new playthings do the job. Abby has no drawings this time, or friends to save her. She's on her own this time. What can I do for now? She ponders for a bit the next step as all of a sudden Springtrap vanishes from the shadows. Abby hears screams from the back as she knows what's going on. It's her brother, Mike! The rabbit leans to see that the accomplished is doing well. Ah, I see that the masked Vanny figure is doing a good job with your brother over there. Who was the man in the speakers? What have you done with Henry? The reflection turns on the speakers as out of the shadows is another white rabbit popping out in the distance. Foolish girl! You really thought that was Henry? You really aren't that clever, aren't you? Abby hid a pen in her pocket while the rabbit is distracted as she waits for the reveal. She leans and pokes the rabbit right in the eye and twists the pen deep into her socket. As she punches the other rabbit in the face, she learns that from her brother is too late. The other is gone. She falls to the floor as she gets up to run to help her brother in danger. Don't worry, Mike, I'm coming to save you. The rabbit is in pain, but not for long. As it gets back up, the rabbit commands the white rabbit to go after Abby as the figure runs at the Abby with a knife. It gives Abby the chance to run over to do something, but what? Vanny grabs a bloody up Mike by the neck and mocks him. Seems Vanny also has some bruises and a little bit of blood dripping from her. Mike puts up a bit of a fight before brutally being injured to the point of almost dying. The white rabbit leans the knife at Mike, getting closer by the second. No second chances this time. Abby runs up to the rabbit in anger in her eyes, ready for the attack, and jumps on the rabbit. You're the one to die. Vanny turns to get bit right in the back from Abby as Vanny yells in pain but annoyance. Get off me, you brat! Vanny drops Mike to the floor as Abby falls to the ground along with it, clearly not enjoying the flavor of the suit. Ugh, tastes like sweat. She spits out part of the costume on the floor as Vanny pulls out the knife in anger, losing their temper. Why you? I'll kill you! Mike gets up and tackles Vanny to the ground with the bit of strength he has left. The mask falls to the ground and reveals the person in the mask. It shocks both Mike and Abby. Blood could be seen in wearing the cop's uniform, blonde and could still. It's revealed to be Vanessa. Yeah. Abby's tears fall to the ground. She can't believe it. Abby stands broken and frozen. You? You did this? No, 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 it has to be fake. I have to be dreaming. She backs away, hitting herself. It's no use. It's not a dream, but a nightmare. This is no dream. I'm so, so sorry. The person is unresponsive as the person gets up from the ground and walks up to the two and tears in her eyes. Blood is in the figure's white rabbit suit eyes as the blood drips. I I killed so many people. You killed so many innocents. You were the strings behind it all. The eyes are blank in Vanessa's eyes. She doesn't know what happened. It's like she was being controlled, forced. She speaks but softly in a calm tone, not aggressive like she was in her bunny form. Mike, after the accident, he arrived to my location. The hospital, it was a massacre. So many were murdered, and he kept telling me that I will never be safe ever again. If he died, my family, friends, no one, not even you and Abby. I couldn't take it anymore, and he haunted me. He took over me and made me into this horrible person. I was being controlled. I was being forced. I wasn't. Vanessa looks at her hands as she sees the blood and realizes the victims, the people she killed, screaming in her mind. She puts her hands in her eyes and begins to sob as the screams are getting louder. I'm not a monster. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to keep everyone safe. I was scared. I didn't know any better. Abby looks into the drawings that feature a white rabbit getting abused by a drunk man who hurts others. She closes her eyes to enter one more dream sequence. One last time. She spots a young girl alone in her birthday party, crying as she sees cake on the floor. Give cake to her. That's all she ever wanted. She grabs the cake and hands it to the young girl. As the girl looks at her and her tears stop, as she's finally given her happiest day. The dream was moving as Abby was moving in real time. As Abby walks up to the crying rabbit, as she wipes the tear off the figure's eyes, she knows that even though Vanessa has done some terrible decisions, she's still a good person, not a monster. You're not your father. It's not your fault. You're better than him. She hands her hands to Vanessa as she stops crying. I forgive you. Mike forgives you. Do you believe that? Vanessa lifts her head up and nods along with Abby. She hugs Abby like Abby was the sister she never had. Tears fall from her eyes as Vanessa always wanted to be cared for. I always wanted to be cared about. She always wanted to have a good life. It's okay. It's all going to be okay. You're home now. Vanessa removes herself from the hug and knows what she has to do. She tries to make everything right until she's pushed by the side by the other white rabbit. The white rabbit has a knife and is about to slice it at Abby as Abby quickly turns around. Enough of this nonsense! The rabbit runs up to Abby and slices the knife quick. As the slice is heard, everything goes to black. Abby closes her eyes as she didn't feel the knife swipe happen. What happened? And to her horror, she opens them to see. Vanessa has sacrificed herself as she spits out the blood and the eyes are fading away. She turns to Abby and Vanessa apologizes, but smile, a real smile. I did the best I could, kid. Tell Mike, I really tried to get that dance. The mask of the other one is revealed as it falls to the floor. You said enough, sister. Chloe deepens the knife and slices up the side of the person's insides. It's nothing personal. The poor soul spits out blood, barely able to talk, feeling betrayed by one's own bloodline. The body covers in blood as her insides fall to the floor. As Abby examines Vanessa, her pulse is not breathing. What good would it do now that she looks like a ghost? No heartbeat, no nothing, just nothingness. Mike runs up to the lifeless corpse and cries. The only one that understood him is gone. He made a promise about that dance. He truly remembered that dance, but it's already too late. Guess that promise was a broken promise that was never meant to be. Abby breaks down as well. It wasn't supposed to be this way. The person who protected us is gone, and it's my fault. Mike looks up to see the rabbit summon the broken ones from the shadows. Oh, what's the matter? That person didn't matter. Are you gonna cry? The person was your sister, and you killed your bloodline. How can you do that? Chloe laughs, leaning the knife in the hand as the bunny suit is covered in blood. I waited a long time to kill that annoying little brat. Just had to find where that person was. And thank you so much, Abby, for helping me. Mike stands up and wants answers, grasping his fist as he runs up to the rabbit with a punch. But like a ghost, she teleports to the side and swipes her knife into his hands and throws him to the ground. She laughs in his face as Mike yells across the room. Why did you do it? I thought you were in the dream world, happy with your family. The killer laughs out of control as she begins to look down at Mike, explaining everything. The dream world is just that. It's a dream. It's what it wants you to think. It's all fake. Duh. The moment cuts to a young Chloe, alone and scared. She narrates as it begins to rain in her mind, also fuzzy. You see, after he never came back, I was left alone with her, and days go by and it got worse. And you can figure out the rest. Chloe pops in the back of Abby to give her a little knife scare as Mike pushes her out of the way. Oh, don't worry, I won't hurt her. Not yet. Now then, where were we? The moment comes to Chloe fending for alone as she grows up without a mother and a father, full of revenge and sorrow. I wanted to know who made my life miserable, so I decided to take matters into my own hands. I studied up and learned I had a sister. It turns out my father wasn't my real father. Everything I knew was a lie. Wait, you're the secret daughter of Afton was. Turns out that the secret daughter of Afton, he was like more than Shelley over there. But the thing was, I was adopted and brought into the wrong family. So you real kidnapped. So your real father kidnapped your father and killed him too? Abby finally caught up, but why was she being targeted as well? Why was she part of the whole scheme? And what did I have to do with this? You ruined me. And for what? Fun? Chloe laughs as she reveals the ultimate surprise for Abby. Oh, Abby, that's the neat part. For you see, Mike hears a creepy sound from the halls as Abby watches as well. Mike sees a dancing ballerina in the hallways. She sings. Hold on, guys, I think I messed up. And Surrey is already messing up. The Surrey. I'm gonna eat. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna grab some water. Hold on, guys. Welcome to the jungle, yeah. Welcome to. Okay, that's. Oh my god. Alright. Welcome to the. We're back at the story. Goofing around. Alright. I wanted to know who made my life miserable, so I decided to take matters into my own hands. I started up and learned I had a sister, and turns out my father wasn't my real father. Everything I knew was a lie. Wait, you're the secret daughter of Afton. He liked me more than Shelley over there, but the thing is, I was adopted and brought into the wrong family. So your real father kidnapped your father and killed him to Abby finally caught on. But why was she being targeted as well? Why was she part of this whole scheme? And what did I have to do with this? Why did you ruin me? For what? Fun? Your entertainment? Chloe laughs as she reveals to Abby another surprise. Oh, Abby, that's the neat part for you. You see? Mike hears a creepy sound from the halls as Abby watches as well. Mike sees a dancing ballerina in the hallway as she sings. Why do you hide inside your walls? Mike and Abby sees the dancing ballerina all creeping the walls like a spider crawling and singing. London Bridge is falling down again and again in static as the ballerina continues her music throughout the halls. When there's music in my halls. Mike grabs the crowbar from Abby. Who are you? What are you? The ballerina answers. Now that's the question, Mike. The ballerina takes off her mask to reveal Aunt Jane? Abby is stunned by the surprise. Chloe brought Jane? Jane, I thought you died. Cassidy told me you died. Aunt Jane reveals her secrets. Well, Abby, let me tell you what really happened, thanks to Chloe here. Chloe threatens Abby by twirling her knife around and swings around it as Jane continues her monologue. She brought me in with Afton, and he gave me this advanced suit and brought me back to life. And together, we will all work together and kill you and your stupid brother. I made a new life, and oh, for the record, I'm not Unchained. My real name is Clara Afton. That's one. Your name is what? What? You heard me, Mike. I'm actually Clara Afton, and my death was extremely exaggerated. When the house burned down, I quickly left the house, and my death was all just a story that traumatized Vanessa over there. You killed my husband. I know you and Abby are responsible for his death. He killed himself. Shut it, Miss Know It All. Don't tell my sister to shut it, you Karen. Clara reveals the big truth as it's revealed opening the box. Oh, Mike, there's so much you don't know. Like, what if I told you I planned your brother's kidnapping? Mike looks at Miss Afton in anger. You what? You heard what I said. Did you really know how the kidnapping of your brother went, Mike? My dream showed that a car took him, and that's it. Plus, Afton told me he was the one who took him and killed him. Clara laughs in Mike's face as she twirls the knife and licks it. Oh, my husband could be such a bit of a liar. He hasn't said the whole story. If only you knew. Well, you see, Mike, my husband, William, I was going to be worthy of his apprentice. Thanks to your brother's lost problem, and thanks to the stupid machines of yours, he's dead. And now you're gonna die for that. Chloe walks up to the stage as she screams out laughing with the knife in her rabbit suit, looking down on her sister's dead body. It was so easy to manipulate this fool into doing my evil deeds, like killing those people. She hated her dad and others like I did. Her misery was able to prey on. Mike really wanted to hurt this person right about now. His eyes can tell. My adopted dad, although adopted, meant a lot to me. I wanted to return the favor to you and Abby. If I had to lose someone I loved twice, you had to too. Oh, and my mom, who was also killed by Afton, he gave my mom cancer. He ruined everything. Since you, Mike, killed Afton, like shown in the movie, I decided I'm going to take his place as the new villain, the White Rabbit Vanny. She puts on her mask, striking her knife in blood as she walks up to the corpse and looks at everyone in red in her eyes. You're a murderer, not a vigilante. Stop this. I know how it feels to be betrayed, Chloe. Don't do this. There is no Chloe. There is just Vanny. And let's just say I'm more of a broken soul who lost everything because of my stupid sister. But now that I killed this one, all I have to do is kill both of you. The broken ones are controlled by the rabbit, and this time, look like the drawings won't work this time. This time, there'll be no second chances. Mike gets up and looks at Abby as Mike sees an exit that is half open. He knows the decision he has to take. It's going to be difficult, a sad one, but it's the one he has to take. Look, tell me about the best thing you're going to be when you get there, okay? Abby looks at Mike confused and not aware of what's going to happen next. Hey, what are you? I'm sorry. This is my story. Go make sure Bonesy's okay, okay? Mike pushes Abby to the exit and closes the exit and shuts it tight. What are you? Please, no, stop. Abby hits the exit and trying to help, crying for the other, yelling to stop. Mike closes his own eyes. Is this the right decision? It's safe for Abby. She was going through a lot right now. She needs to finish her story. His own story is over. It's time to end this madness once and for all. He turns around, wiping his blood off his mouth and grasps his hand, walking up to the rabbit. Chloe cackles, thinking Mike is an idiot and is gonna get himself killed. Who does this guy think he is? Are you stupid? You're stupid. She leans over, swinging her knife around, joking around, and doesn't take Mike seriously. Big mistake taking us on yourself. Her eyes glow red, striking at his, as Mike laughs, clearly knowing something the other doesn't. All confused, she yells across the halls with the knife swiping it. Why are you laughing? You're gonna die. He marks Chloe as the figures in the back are summoned to help Mike end his chapter. I'm not alone. Not anymore. You hear the music, old sport? The bad guy forgot one thing. One major important mechanical instinct. Mike grins as Chloe looks in shock and confusion. Looks like you forgot to wind the music box. The puppet is summoned into the area with gifts surrounding the entire building. As Cassidy arrives too, and the broken ones push the other bad ones aside. What are you doing? No, come back. They all head over to the good side, as the toys also head to the other side. No longer broken, they join the good side now knowing the truth. As Cassidy smiles, she lands a middle finger at the white bunny. An old joke from the old book. No, no, what is this? You're supposed to be following me, not you and him. Mike smirks Smitty on the floor and getting up, screaming at the rabbit figure. You see, Claire Afton? This is what it's all about. Together, we are FNAF. Crickets are heard in the background as everyone looks at the person, as the joke was cringe and weird and dumb. What does that even mean? Mike cracks his knuckles together as Charlie and Garrett nod along in their puppet forms. You'll find out soon enough. Chloe runs up to the group as she is clearly outnumbered. The creature gets brutally beat by the others, and it's over for the rabbit killer. She is finished as Mike lands the final blow with a knife swipe. The monster is done for. It is now weakened down on the ground, throwing a tantrum. How can this be? I always come back. The puppet and Cassidy pop up to look at her in the eyes. You're no Afton. You may be one of his spawns, but you're just a puppet in disguise. I always come back? But not this time. Mike, would you do the honors? Mike walks up to the other as he begins to light up a match. This time, we'll make sure you won't come back for good. Chloe smirks as she begs for mercy. All of a sudden, Jane grabs Mike and begins to stop him from burning the area, as she wants to kill him for good. The dancing ballerina grabs Mike's neck and throws him across the room. Is this your plan? To die? To suffer? Mike is unable to grab Jane off his neck, as Jane is slowly suffocating him. But lucky for Mike, Mike shoots with his taser an explosion bottle, and it happens as the two falls into a dark room as everything fades to black. All of a sudden, Mike opens his eyes as he gets up and wears the Freddy mask as the animatronics are hunting him down again. As he turns around, he spots the others giving him an approval. Mike runs up to them as he asks what the next move will be. Garrett and the others turn to Mike, talking with him. The plan is, your drawing will make the animatronics rip to shreds, their souls will come to me again, and will charge at the nearby fireplace, burning her, and will drop her in some crumbling rocks. Mike nods as he looks up to see Clara looking for him. He yells as she runs up to him, charging like an animal. We see Max and her and the gang surrounding her as they chant. Don't hold it against us, don't hold it against us, don't hold it against us. She laughs, mocking them. Ooh, how scary. You decided to work for me. You did this to yourself. We see Garrett appear in front of Clara, smiling. Clara smiles. You were the easiest one. I remember you. You cried when I killed you. You were the one with the plane, weren't you? Garrett smirks as Mike slides down Clara and drops some rubble and water. I will always come back for more. You can't get rid of me. Charlie and Garrett yell. They all do. So let's make sure this is the last. Clara turns just to get covered in crumble that blows her up to the ground as she begins burning the rest of her skin as she yells. Guess you forgot to wind the music box, eh, Clara? Clara begins to burn and suffer again as she looks at Mike in the eyes. As Mike gets up and spits on Clara's burning body. That's what you get for burning, you. Miss Afton pulls out her arm and tries to grab Mike, dragging him in with her. If I burn, I want you to burn and suffer like I did too. Mike tries to kick her off to no success, as Max and the others turn to see Mike getting dragged by Clara. Max and the others try to run to Mike and throw the taser, but the taser is too far away and doesn't make it. Mike, no! We see Garrett as the puppet holding on to Mike's hand as he looks to Clara with a smug grin. No, it wasn't supposed to end like this. Abby runs to the taser, kicking it to Mike as Mike tases Clara. No! Miss Afton laughs as she removes the fire off and laughs. It doesn't seem to hurt her much. No, ho, ho, you really think you can scare me? You are children. You are nothing. You are nothing, I say. She yells. All of a sudden, Garrett pops up. We are what? Miss Afton looks at them. Wait, what? What's going on? Mike slides down and grabs his crowbar and stabs Miss Afton in the spring locks. This is for Garrett, you Karen. Miss Afton sees the souls laugh as Miss Afton begins to panic. No, 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 why did you do that? No, I. Before she can speak, she is spring locked in her own ballerina suit. As she gets nailed by her own suit, we see the souls surrounding her, chanting and chanting. Don't hold it against us, don't hold it against us. Miss Afton looks at Cassidy walking up to her. You. Miss Afton tries to grab her mask, but Cassidy gives Garrett the mask. You do the honors this time? He grabs it and puts it on her and locks her neck, cutting her throat as Cassidy smiles all sinister. Sick. Clara begins to bleed everywhere as her lifeless suit is being dragged by Max, her brother Hank, and Carl. As Miss Afton begins to bleed out, her eye looks up and then falls across the room as her room closes and is tucked alone to suffer alone. As Cassidy stomps the other blood eye and kicks it to the side, as the match that fell to the ground begins to burn the building. The whole area is being destroyed into crumbles as Cassidy sees Mike struggling to leave the building. Mike has to find a way to get out of the area. He knows what is in the other side and what will happen if he doesn't. The whole building is falling apart in flames. Everywhere, everything is falling. The whole area is covered in smoke. Abby is out there waiting. She needs her brother. He saw an illusion earlier of his sister. The fire is too much to handle as Mike falls to the ground, fainting next to the exit door, barely able to touch the handle. The moment cuts to Cassidy walking around the area, looking around. Cassidy spots a body in the ground as she closes her eyes and ponders for a moment. She leaves as everything fades to black as the flames destroy the building. Abby is outside the pizzeria crying. She witnesses the explosion happen. The other is possibly dead, and one she knows sacrificed herself. Now the poor soul is lost, alone, with nobody, just like how Denny once said. For a moment, she is about to leave until she hears footsteps. Can it be? It's Cassidy walking with Mike in her hands. She leans to see what it looks like her brother. Cassidy holds the figure in her hands. Mike. Looks like Cassidy saved Mike from the burning building, but he's not waking up. Oh, thank you so much. Cassidy looks. Look, I'm sorry how I acted 5 years earlier. I shouldn't have known better. Can we be friends again? Cassidy nods. She agrees with Abby. I should have just told you the truth about everything. Friends? Their friendship has been fixed. No longer enemies, but friends once again. Enemies not anymore, as Cassidy vanishes as she turns her attention to Mike. Mike isn't waking up. This one is all bloodied up and well. Her tears fall down on her brother as she walks over the stairs of Freddy's. It's time to go home. It's been rough for the both of us. She nods and looks into the sky. You too, Vanessa. She's been through a lot and hopes this is the end of the road for Freddy's. The sun is barely up as she spots an ambulance and cop cars arriving to the area. They get her and the others in the ambulance as the police wraps Freddy's in yellow paper. The news are also there to report, as usual, nothing new. She's just glad her and the others made it out okay, as the sunset rises and gives them hope for the both of them. A beautiful sunset is slowly revealed, as it's been a while since she's seen the sunset, as she feels the breeze in her hair. A paper falls on her hand as she opens it. It's the drawing of Cassidy and me with the heart. It's the drawing that was separated from the two, now united as their friendship has become fixed. She puts it in her pocket as she smiles. She picks up the other and walks to the ambulance. Okay, let's get you there. Easy now. He is somewhat okay, but still not awake, but has a pulse. Abby ponders for Lizzie, the one who is lost, but resting in a better place. The ambulance closes the doors. They are about to separate the two until she stops them. Wait, I want to be where my brother is, please. The young girl hops in where the other is resting and grabs the blanket tightly as a tear falls on her brother's shoulder. Don't worry, I'll be here until the end, no matter what happens. She grabs her brother's hands as she cries, hoping for a response. A small heartbeat and some small eyes opening is seen and heard, giving her some relief and hope as she lays her head down next to her brother's chest and rests. It's time to go home. The night is over. We can go home now. The ambulance people close the door as they take the two to the hospital, as sirens are heard in the back. The news talk about what happened at the new and improved Freddy's as the chapter concludes. A tragedy occurred on this day. People are checking what nightmares occurred today. As of now, we don't know what happened in this pizzeria, but it will be shutting its doors once again as it burns down. The only thing we know is some survive, but how many? Everything is wrapped around as Freddy's is left to close for good this time. Post credits. The rest of my life alone without you. 5 years later, the rain falls down as dirt falls on a grown Abby's shoes. She is now 21 years old, alone, full of guilt and tears. She looks at the tombstone as she stands and lays a paper airplane on the floor. There, rest now. It's okay. She wipes her tears with her towel as she can't seem to leave the tombstone yet. The breeze hits her as it begins to rain, as her eyeliners are all black in tears. Look, how can I move on? It's been so tough for me. I've been trying to pull through, but she cries as she runs to hug the tombstone tight. Don't leave me alone. Please don't leave. A voice is heard in her mind, but perhaps not as she hears it. It's close to her. I'll never leave you, ever. The rain falls to the ground as thunder falls softly. What? She turns to see Mike in his ghost form. She cries as she tries to hug her brother, but is unable to. It's okay. It's going to be okay. She's in the floor all broken down, not wanting to move in. Panic mode, she yells, please, come back. Don't leave yet. The form is gone, vanished like a ghost in the dream world. Abby looks around as she sees a photo and picks it up. You're not alone. We're still your friends. The drawing shows a memory from the past, a happy one. The girl lady remembers that moment. It was the best part of her life, the time she'll never forget. The one time she smiled for reals. When was the last time you smiled, dear? She closes her eyes as the breeze takes the photo and can hear the music. She reaches out but is unable to grab the photo as the breeze takes it with it. She sighs but slightly smiles again, feeling that her story has ended. As she's about to walk away, she hears a voice from the distance. Weird. More were out here, not just her? The cemetery was not full these days. It was usually empty. What? She turns to see a woman with brown hair and a green sweater with glasses. Wait a second. This person looks familiar. The woman walks up to introduce herself. Wait, hold it. The figure gets closer, all tired. Did this person run all the way over here just to talk or what? She pants all tired and pulls out her hand. Do you want some water? Or the lady grabs some water from her purse. No, it's all good. I have some with me. She is confused on why this person is drinking water next to her. Should she ask, or before she is able to ask more, the other in glasses is the one who asks the questions first. Are you Abby Smith? Abby is confused. Who is the stranger, and how does this person know her name? The name is Charlie Emily. I need you to come with me. She wants answers to this. Who is the stranger, and why does he want her to go with her? And why should I go with you? The glasses lady answers, and the other wishes she did not ask what she asked. Somehow, we found one, a real one. She walks up to the car, confused, and still wants her to be more specific. I don't get it. What is the meaning of this? She is scared to say anything, but it's time to be clear about the question. Okay, here goes. Look, there was something about my relatives found days ago. The thing was stuck for 10 years, and it turns out he's awakened. The moment cuts to more narrating. Some people were exploring an abandoned Freddy's, and they thought it was all safe and all, but Abby cuts her off. But what? Hold it, girl, I'm getting to that part. She keeps her mouth shut and sits still. The others, they close their eyes in tears and continues narrating her stories. I never got a response from them, but I did get an image sent to me, and what I saw scarred me for life. Show me the image. The person hesitates at first, but agrees, taking off her glasses. Are you sure? Don't say I didn't warn you. Charlie slowly shows Abby the image on the phone. As Abby looks at the picture, her heartbeat gets faster and faster in fear as she falls to the ground, frozen. Somehow, Afton returned. Some things are best left forgotten for now. And then, as usual, as if we're lucky, we get the. It's been so long playing the credits. Everything fades as we cut down to a broken down attraction. It's all dusty as the pile of rocks begin to move. As the janitor is cleaning the area and walks close to the rocks and screams for an answer. The figure breaks out of the rubble as the housing its guts and eyes look at the janitor. Oh, happy holidays, scary bunny man. The figure charges at Jonathan and rips him apart as we see the limbs fall on the floor. The monster sees the doors open as he sees a blanket and covers himself in the blanket. The figure cackles. I'm coming to find you. Nowhere is safe to hide. Nowhere. The figure squishes the head of the janitor and stomps on the head wide open, causing a bloody mess. As the figure closes the door of the new and improved pizzeria, laughing, as the figure waits for the attraction to open. And once it does, it will be great. And the chapter will end till they can't see straight. The end. The eyes of the creature glow as the man screams and everything fades to black. Springtrap will return in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 Rewritten. Post-credit scenes 2. The airline takes a man in a beard to his plane line. This is your pilot speaking. Our flight will begin soon. The man looks around the airplane as he spots the flight attendant. Hey, do you know where I can find the nearest Wi-Fi? I need to make a call. Oh, sure. We have our own. Let's just help you with that. The man's phone is now working as he starts calling a number. Did it work? Yeah, just as planned. My sister will be safe as she is with us now. Remember that plan? Charlie looks to see Abby in the car waiting. Okay, father. And that's the end. That's my pitch for a rated R FNAF movie. That is the rated R FNAF rewritten. Thank you for listening for my rated R FNAF rewritten pitch. Believe it or not, I wrote this back in October from December. And that is Five Nights at Freddy's Rewritten 2, the pitch for the rated R version. Thanks for listening.